responsible for anything said by guests or for any videos, clips, or content shown during the live stream. This show is intended for adult audiences only. We cover real incidents, we show graphic and sometimes disturbing footage, and we don't shy away from strong language or adult conversations. There may or may not also be alcohol involved. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. Everything you hear or see on the show is for entertainment and educational purposes. It is not legal advice, and it's not tactical instruction, and it shouldn't be used for such. By continuing to watch, you're telling us that you understand, you accept all this. All right, now let's get into it. All right, welcome back. Two Cops, One Donut. I'm your host, Sergeant Eric Levine. Today I got with me the one and only Banning Sweatland and also Ryan Monteiro. He is having technical difficulties. We're waiting for him to rejoin. Had a lot of technical difficulties already today, but it's just what happens every time we do this. So it is what it is. But what's up, Banning? Oh, here he is. He's joining now. It's his dad. His dad had to do the tech side for him.
Hey.
Got to save your son again, huh?
You guys see me and hear me okay?
Yep, you're good to go.
All right, man. You know, you guys are paying me for this stuff, man. It's like this free stuff is done. I'm
too funny. Oh, man.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll see.
See you later, sir.
All right, take care, guys.
He's like, give me this. Get off. Oh, looking over at the chat. Andy Fletcher's in the house. Nina, what's up?
Banning.
Mr. Bill Fold. What's up, Ryan? Got it all fixed up?
Sirs, good to see
Good.
Banning again.
Good to have you back.
Good to see you.
So, for those that don't remember, we had Ryan on before. I've talked before about, like, Ryan and I, we don't always agree on topics, but we have very great and productive conversations about stuff that we see differently. And that is what the show is about, because I want you guys to have different perspectives. My way's not always the right way. It's just the way I think. And then Ryan has ways that he thinks, and the way that policing is where he's at is different than where it is down south where we're at. So it's always good to have different perspectives on here. And we like having you, Ryan. So I'm glad you're back.
Yeah, good to be here, guys. Thank you.
Appreciate you filling in. We tried to get you on a couple other times, but you were busy. And then our guest today, which was actually Matt Thornton, which it was going to be an episode about Matt, and then Matt had to drop because his wife flew in early and surprised him. So he's like, I got to take care of mom. Or mama, whatever he calls her. I was like, all right, sounds good. Looking over at the chat, Jeffrey Conrad, he said, met Banning one time at a show, and all of a sudden, here I am. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what it's about.
Appreciate you being here, Jeffrey. And a real quick apology to everybody. I know I'm lagging, I'm glitching. Look, it's going to get better very soon, so hang in there with me, and I promise it'll get better.
Is that where the static's coming from that I hear?
Oh, now I hear static.
I hear static, but it's only, I think it's coming from your side.
I think it's on your headphone or your mic, brother. It just went staticky when you spoke.
Yeah. It might have an electrical cord too close to the mic somewhere, or your phone's too close to the mic. Sometimes that does it too. So you guys, you'll go through all of our technical errors with us. It's every week. Every week we have something. We're supposed to have Trey Mosley here tonight. But yep, still hear it. Keep talking. Let me hear you. Give me a 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, he froze right up. Yeah, Mike's like, Ryan's got static. I know. About to catch some static, you know what I'm saying?
That back office when you sign in now is a lot different than what it was previous times, just so you're aware. I know your office probably looks about the same, but the guest one, man, is just just horrible.
Yeah, I can hear Ryan occasionally there, but his video is locked right up. So, see, Nina's in the house saying, "What's up, Banning, Ryan?"
I just usually punch the monitor and it fixes it whenever mine freezes. So
yeah, there you go. It's always a good thing. Chose None says, "Hi, I'm new to the stream. What's going on, brother?" Leave RL says, I am not a fan of the police. We can hear you, Ryan, but your video is locked right up. So I don't know if he can hear me, but if you got to bounce out and then come back in, you can try that again. He says it's just froze again.
Yeah, just hit that leave button. Make sure you close your Windows browser all the way, then come back in like it's new, and it should hopefully fix a little bit of it.
Yeah, I'm just letting him know on a text message, just in case he can't hear us. So today's episode, guys, if we can get Ryan rocking and rolling or not, today's episode is going to be about auditors. Why about auditors? We've talked about auditors before. Well, lately I've been putting out a lot of videos of auditors and police kind of teaming up. Not necessarily teaming up, but doing what's right. The cops are doing what they're supposed to be doing, and the auditors doing what auditors do. And I got a lot of more pushback than I ever did when the auditor and the cop was in the wrong, which is crazy to me. Like, if the cop was in the wrong or the auditor was in the wrong, nobody really was saying a whole lot. But when they teamed up together, people are pissed off across the board. So I found that interesting. So I figured that can be kind of a topic today, Banning. One of the things that I was kind of thinking of is how people view, we're going to go with the auditors first, how people view them. Some people see them agitators. Some people see them as, I can still hear Ryan.
Yeah, I heard something.
But some people see them as, doing a good thing. I'm going to mute his mic there. So I'm curious what y'all think. Still working through these technical difficulties over here. What do y'all think? Are y'all looking at auditors as agitators? They're just out there trying to, like the common thing, they're just trying to get some sort of reaction from somebody so they can sue. And I don't believe that to be true. I do think there are some that are like that. What's up, Steve Wallace? See Steve Wallace and saying hello. JC Mans is saying, what's up, gents? Long-time listener, first time in the stream. Appreciate you, brother. And Mike Cucumber says, hi, I'm new here. You're definitely not new here, you liar. So I'll go first, Banning, and then you can go down your auditor mindset and what you think. So I need to see, you need to see full expression of my arms when I start talking here. So the way that I'm standing, I got my desk in a standing position. The way that I see auditors is, one, I look at our country, right? We have a beautiful, free country. That's what we're supposed to have. So in being a free country, I'm always looking for things that are symbolic of that freedom. And that's how I see auditors. I see auditors as that symbolic freedom that we have here in our country. Uh-oh. Ryan's stuff is all sorts of messed up. I can hear feedback. I'm going to mute him for now. We'll see if he comes back with his video. I'll wait for his video to show up and then I'll unmute him. But yeah, the way that I'm looking at the auditors is a beautiful freedom. It's a symbolic way of looking at our country is so free that somebody can be out on a public area testing their own government, holding them accountable to see if they're going to overstep or if they're just going to ignore it like they should, and uphold their oath. And I don't know how other people don't see that. That's what kind of bugs me. But I'm an optimistic person, so I'm always looking at things as like the bright side of things. I can see how people would be upset. They feel like it's an invasion of privacy. They don't want to be filmed. But you're always being filmed. Whether you're just walking down the sidewalk or whatever. Other buildings are filming you. People's dash cams are filming you. People are on their cell phones recording either themselves or whatever. You're always being filmed. So why do you all of a sudden have a problem when there's a body behind a camera that's aimed at you because you know it's aimed at you. When all the other ones are aimed at you too, you just don't think about it because there's not a body behind it. What do you think, Banning?
Anytime that we've covered auditors in the past, my LinkedIn, in a negative way at first, I used to get a lot because I'm connected to, just like you are, to cops all around the world, globally. And at first, there was a little bit of backfire on there. And what I always reply with is maybe I was trained differently, or maybe I paid attention to different parts of the boot, or not boot camp, friggin' academy. Sorry, didn't do many things in my life. But the fact is even the first time I went to a call, I always run through, do we have a reason to be there? And that was a big thing that I learned in first phases in FTO at the first agency I ever worked at. And 9 times out of 10, I didn't, because they were on a sidewalk. They had a camera mounted, and maybe they were talking, it looked like they were talking to themselves. This is back in 02, 03, when YouTube was kind of just really coming out. There was some videos on there about it, but not much. And those were the OGs out there. And some of the OGs in the area that I worked did a lot in the city that I worked at, trying to get a rise, but we were trained pretty well. Now, did that mean our department was perfect with it and there needed more training? Absolutely. But I never personally had an issue, and I was never, some people will say, oh, they bait you in. No, they're standing out there in public filming. And if your eyes can see in the public, that camera is absolutely allowed there. So I've never really had a problem with it. And even if somebody said that they did something that broke a law and we're actually investigating something, I wasn't a jackass to these guys. I mean, you just treat everybody as a human, and you're going to get down to the bottom of it. And usually the end of that was, as I was educating, like we see in some of these videos, I'm educating the caller and hoping that they spread that message through social media and everything else. And, basically, bottom line is, it is 2026. And if you go outside of your house, I would say, even not me living out in BFE out here, 5 times out of 10, you're going to be on camera, either whatever pan tilt zoom camera that different buildings have, just private security, ones that have agreements with law enforcement. You're going to be on. I always feel like I'm on camera, even when I'm home. I'm here on camera, so it's something that I'm used to, and I'm hoping the rest of the country, comes together on this, because why are we still seeing videos like this to where cops are jacking them up? If they're truly breaking the law, different story. Yeah. But I haven't been seeing that.
Yep. All right. Let's see if Ryan's back. Can you hear me, Ryan?
I can hear you, bro. Can you hear me?
Yeah, your microphone is just static again. Yeah. I don't know if you can.
I think the mic is muted.
Can you hear us right now?
Yeah.
We can hear you, but your mic is all sorts of jacked up. And you keep freezing. You're just like, he's just stuck sitting there staring at us. Okay. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to help him on his side.
This is the reason why mine is freezing. And I did something. I typed in clean under, this is my wife's computer, and into the search, and I did clean, which sped mine up a little bit, slows down some other processes, but I don't know what his is doing.
Yeah, he's just straight frozen.
Yeah, that's what Mike said. Yeah, I agree with that. If he wants to try on his built-in computer mic, or if that camera's got a built-in mic, that may get rid of that that issue.
Yeah, what's funny is he's not showing up anymore as a guest, but he's stuck on the screen. There we go. he's like, I don't want to. No worries. All right, we're not going to get Ryan tonight, y'all. I'm sorry. We tried. He had some technical difficulties, and it is what it is. We appreciate the effort. What's funny is we were talking for like 20 minutes, no issues prior to the show starting. It's like as soon as the show started, he was just computer went to shit. So is what it is. Somebody's comment, I wanted to read it. It was a good one. Jeffrey Conrad said, I think first defining what it means to audit, the First Amendment, and apply it to a litmus test, or as it applies. Damn it, I heard something. I think first defining what it means to audit the First Amendment and apply it as a litmus test. But if you're out to bait and push, the next test is what resolution do you want from that interaction? Which I think that's good. That's a good point. What do you want from the interaction? What are you trying to get from it? I can't answer that. I don't know what everybody's intentions are. I know what Long Island Audit's trying to do. I know what SVTJ, San Joaquin Valley Transparency. I get an acronym all backwards. I know what he's trying to do. A lot of great auditors out there that they're trying to educate. Two, they're trying to make sure that their police are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Like, that makes sense. Some are out to try to score some money. And I saw somebody in the comments saying that, it's not always easy to sue these people, but it's not the lawsuit, it's the settlement. That's typically where the payment comes in. It's the settlement. At least that's what I've seen in my experience. Yeah, Twitchy Sketch. Wi-Fi sucks. He probably needs hardwire. I agree, because Banning doesn't even have that. So I've been binge watching Area Transparency. I'm glad we're talking about this. Awesome. We're trying to get First Amendment Protection Agency. I think that's what it's, FAPA. I think they're going to be on next Sunday. So we were trying to get them for this Sunday. It didn't quite work out for the timing, but yeah, we're going to get FAPA on here. We've been reaching out to a lot of auditor type people and stuff like that, trying to get them on here and not necessarily defend themselves, just explain what they think and why they think what they think. Because right now, what are we doing? We're speculating. I don't know why they do what they do necessarily, but some of them I do because I've asked them. Banning started off as a mall security guard for a year. That was a big ass security guard. Jeff Gray, Auto the Watchdog. Yeah, all those guys. I got one of our mods, Tim. He's been working hard behind the scenes trying to get some people. So is Mr. Billfold's been very good at helping us out and trying to find people. But yeah, there's all sorts of great people. I want Southern Law Draw. I want to get him. I think he's out of Texas, Banning. But Jeffrey said, so if it's to educate, great. You're looking to refine a lack of training or knowledge. That's inherently beneficial to everyone. But if for monetary value, what progress do you bring? Just speculating. Yeah, and that's part of the problem that some people have with auditors. Is you do have some that are out there just for the shock jock, trying to get clicks, likes, follows. Shit, I got accused of that today by another cop. That I'm making my shorts and reels just for clicks and views and likes. Because I get what from that? Zero. I get dick all. It doesn't do me any good. I do it to get people to the platform so they can see us discuss the videos in depth today. But yeah, speaking to that, Kingslayer said Southern Law Draw is out of Tennessee. My bad. I thought it was Texas. My bad. Yeah, I could have swore it was there. Howard County Observer, one of the shortest live streams ever. I don't know what he's talking about. Oh, he's talking about Ryan. Yeah, that was. And he's gone. Hi, my name's Ryan, and see you later. So, very, very true. Some LinkedIn user said, just joined, what'd I miss? You didn't miss anything yet. We're just talking about auditors and how some people see them, how they don't see them. I've explained how I see them. Banning explained how he views them. I love auditors. I think they're great. I think they have single-handedly helped policing get better. And you can start to see the videos that we're putting out there. I think they happen way more than people know. of good interactions between cops and auditors. I've seen it happen in my own, like Cody High Roller. He's an auditor where I'm at, and I've seen him, like, he has great interactions with cops all the time. So it happens. It just doesn't get shared that much. I don't know why. I don't think a lot of people. I think people that make the videos don't think other people are going to care for it because it's cops doing their job. What do you think, Banning?
It's the same thing. Like I said, I've never had a problem with it. I've ran into training guys that really couldn't understand it, and that's where the major issue is really coming from. Is it's not being addressed early on in their career. You know, we need to understand the amendments, all of them that pertain, which is all of them, before you slap that badge on and go on the street. And that's where. And I'm actually speaking to some academies offline about things, and it's amazing how many are not. Even this is such a major issue, it's not really being covered in a lot of the academies like it should.
Yep, I agree. Somebody was shooting some shade at us the other day, saying, what are you doing to help? And I'm like, we do a fuck ton. It isn't just about looks like Ryan's trying to join back. See what we got. Let's give him another shot.
Hopefully it works.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Hey, we got him. He's back.
Immediately. Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna get this microphone out of here. If you can hear me, I think it's the microphone that's screwing stuff up.
Okay.
But you can hear me. I'll speak up.
We can hear you. Yeah, let's try this out. What are you on now?
I switched computers actually.
Okay.
So
nice. You do have, I can hear myself coming through your speakers. Did you turn the, on the settings, did you turn the echo under audio? The echo cancellation? If you go to the settings on Restream.
Yeah, I can tell he clicked it off and clicked it back on.
Yeah. I don't hear my echo anymore. Oh.
Is it good now?
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Yep. Good to go. Okay.
Cool.
So, Ryan, what you missed while you were gone is we are talking about auditors, First Amendment auditors. It can even be Second Amendment auditors. You never see Third Amendment auditors. Kind of weird. But, wanting soldiers quartered in your house. But yeah, anyway.
That's a gotcha for a lot of these guys. A lot of cops don't know the Third Amendment.
I know it just because of how silly it is. But me and Banning both given our opinion. I'll just give you the Reader's Digest version of mine. Is I look at auditors as flexing a beautiful right that we have in our country to freedom of speech, and put their own government in check in a way without any violence. It's one of the true ways to do a checks and balances on your own government, and you shouldn't have any fear of retaliation. And how beautiful and free of a country do we have that you have the freedom to do that? And you should be unobstructed in doing that in a public place. So I look at it as a cool thing, a positive thing, even if their intentions are shitty, even if they are out there because they're just trying to elicit a reaction because they want to see something bad happen. Even if that is their intention, I still look at the constitutionality side of it and I'm like, man, try to do that in another country, see what happens to you.
Yeah, when you put it like that, I agree. But I if you were asking me, I'd put it into two categories, right? You've got your good, like, professional auditors that are really out there, like you said, to try to keep everything in check, right? Keep that balance. Yeah. Like Sean Paul. I like Sean Paul.
Yeah, I don't know Long Island auditor. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys follow the Random Patriot. He's a good one, right? And they're not they come at you with respect until you give them a reason not to, right? Yeah. I can appreciate that. There's other people they come at you right away with the cursing and the, trying to embarrass you. I agree with you. It's beautiful that we can do that in this country. I just, I have no time for people like that. And are they really auditors? I mean, because you got to think about, are you here to get clicks? Are you here to get views on YouTube?
Yeah.
Or do you really care about keeping the system in check? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I try to keep myself away from the morality side of it because we all have different characters,
Sure.
like the way that we look at things. So as a cop, I'll put it as a cop, because there's auditors I can't stand, dude. There are some that just drive me up the wall. There's one in New York, and he's just an asshole to everybody. I mean, just cursing at them, gets in their face, is always trying to push people's buttons. I don't like that. And I don't feel like he's out there trying to do anything worthwhile. But at the same time, I'm like, as a cop, I look at him like I can't let my personal feelings about how he's doing it get involved. I can only look at the constitutionality side of it, and
I agree.
He's good.
I agree. It's just, so if I could put it to you this way, like, I agree. You don't let your personal feelings get involved, but at the end of the day, I still have a job to do. You can't be bugging me for no reason all day because you want to get a viral video. Does that make sense? Like,
you mean like the ones that come up to your car while you're sitting in it or something like that,
and just start messing with you, and they come at you nasty right away. Like, listen, if you don't have anything I can help you with, law enforcement related, I'm gone. Right? I can't. There's no point. And we all know that some of these guys, they're loaded with gotcha questions, right? And they want to embarrass you. To me, that takes a little bit. I mean, that's not fair to the public. I'm supposed to be paying attention, right? I'm supposed to be doing my job. I'm supposed to be out on patrol. If I got to sit here and talk to you because you got a camera and you're trying to present questions to make me look stupid, you're taking that service away from the public, in my opinion.
Yeah. I get it. I do. And I try to tell people, I'm like, look, if you're getting caught with dumb, like, gotcha questions and stuff like that, like, you put yourself there. Nothing's keeping you there. You don't have to stay there. You don't have to keep yourself in that situation.
Bro, I don't get it. We just embarrass ourselves over and over again. I mean, it's insane. It's like some of these guys have never been on the internet. Like, and you know what I'm saying? Like, if one of these guys comes up to you and they're filming, bro, that's your moment to shine.
Yeah.
That's your moment to shine. You know, like, be that guy that doesn't go the dumb route and humiliate himself on the internet because you don't like having a camera in your face.
Yeah.
Right?
Like Andy Fletcher said, it's not illegal, but don't entertain it. And I agree. You don't have to. It's the same as it is the same freedom that dude has to come up and tap on the cop's window to talk to him as it is the cop to go, do you have like a law enforcement? Do you need something right now? No, you just want to talk and ask questions. Okay, I gotta go. Nothing's keeping you there.
And if they come up and do the name and badge number thing, give them your name and badge number, right?
Give them your name and badge number. Who gives a shit?
If you're not specifically just trying to humiliate me, I'll talk to you. Absolutely. Yeah. It's how often do we see, what's your name and badge number? Then cop goes into defense mode, right?
Yeah.
We don't like auditors. You're filming me. I'm supposed to be the authority, and now you're messing with me. And that, like you always say, that ego, right?
Yeah.
That ego gets in the way, and then you end up embarrassing yourself when really you could shine.
Yep. I'm glad you brought that up. So, is your computer able to see videos and stuff?
Should be.
Okay. Because this video came to us. It was shared by Mr. Billfold, so I'm going to give him a shout out, Mr. Billfold. And this fits perfectly. I'm going to hide the chat for a second. This fits perfectly to exactly what we are talking about right now. So I am going to biggie size this guy here. There we go. Let me do a little volume check. Make sure you guys can hear it. Could you guys hear that?
Good.
Okay. Let me smally size it real quick. Shout out to WKRG. This is we're getting this video from off of YouTube. Okay. Covered our liability. All right, here we go.
If you want to videotape people, you can videotape me. What'd you say?
I can do whatever I want out here.
I'm not saying you can. I just wanted to talk to you.
I don't need to talk to you.
All right, you have a good day, sir.
So far, perfect. She let him know, hey, dude, you good? He's telling her, I know I'm good. And she has no enforcement action to work off of. So she's like, I'm out. That's normal. That's how it should be every time. So I think she thinks her call's done. I'm going to pause this right here. She mutes her mic or either turns the camera off and it continues to record for an extra 30 seconds or whatever. And then she has to turn it back on. I tell officers all the time, do not turn your camera off until you're leaving the scene. You're in your car, you're down the road a little ways, and then you can talk to your camera. Hey, I'm done with this call. I'm 2 blocks away and recording. Boom, boom, boom. So now you know. But she's not done with this call yet. She thinks she is, but she's not. So it's muted right now. Like I said, she's turning it on right now. He asked what her name and badge number was.
I'm just curious, like, why your videos.
Ego. This is what's happening right now. The ego took over already. He wanted her name and badge number, and she gave it. That's why she was spelling her name, and she got roped back in. So I want you to see how we went from, we should have just fucking left. We were done with the call. And watch where this thing just degrades.
Okay. I mean, you're allowed to be on the road. It's just cut.
Where I'm not allowed to. I think they need to understand that better than I do.
Okay. Well, they also don't want you on the property, so. I didn't say you were. I said they don't want you on the property.
Nobody told me otherwise.
Okay, well, I'm telling you now, so if you go on that property, you're going to get trespassed, so you better stay on this side of the road.
There it is.
And just trespass me now, then.
I can't. You're not on the property.
So, educational-wise, for everybody out there listening, a homeowner can give an officer permission to trespass people on their property, at least in Texas. They can say, I don't want that person on my property. And then normally I'd be like, all right, I need you to come tell them that. And they're like, well, can you do it for me? I'm like, all right, you're telling me you want me to go tell them that they don't have permission to come on your property. Okay, cool. I'll make sure I get that on camera. So I'll go out there. Some people just don't like the confrontation, and that's what we get paid for, so I'll do it. I know some cops that absolutely won't. No, you got to go tell them. Have you had that, Banning?
I have, but I mean, here's the deal. I mean, if you read the letter of the law in most of the states, the officer can act and as the person of the property, so you don't have to have them there. But I guess it gets the point across on some different situations, but you don't have to have them there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure, Ryan. What's it like for where you're at?
So, in terms of it's the same. Like I also heard in Texas that, do you guys follow Tony Skinner or James Fowler? They're in security business.
Fowler, yes.
They're both former cops.
Yes.
As far as I know, they say that the police cannot act as a representative in an official capacity for the homeowner, but security can. Is that how it is?
Yes. So that is true. I can act on the call. Like if I just talk to that homeowner and they're like pointing at this guy and I'm right there, then I can. But I can't come back tomorrow. This guy's walking down the road and be like, oh, no, they said yesterday they didn't want this guy to come down. I'm going to give him his trespass warning. Doesn't work like that. Yeah.
Right.
So,
yep. It's the same. Yep.
Yeah. So, all right. So now, I'm all about the education stuff. So for those that don't understand how trespass works, and I'm not a lawyer, but this is how it's worked in my career. Trespassing somebody is a civil issue. It is not a criminal issue. So if this guy's going to get trespassed, that's just trespass warning, and a trespass warning is civil. Meaning, if this guy tells me he doesn't want to give me his name and ID and all that stuff, I can't make him do that. Not in Texas. Now, this is where some states differ. We had another guy on, a chief from Ohio. Apparently, Ohio is a different bird. So But for us in Texas, I can't force this person to ID. So if he tells me to fuck off, I'm just going to write down name, fuck off, and put a description, take a screenshot from my body cam and attach all that to the trespass warning. And that's about as far as I can go.
Yep.
And that's how that works. And it sounds like that's how it works for Ryan. Banning, we've talked about this in length. I know that's how it was for you too. Yep. So,
but how many times do you see? What's the next step, right? Oh, you're not going to give me your name.
Yeah. And then the cops. What happens? They arrest them for failure to ID, and it doesn't fit failure to ID.
No, it doesn't.
So, I'm trying to tell the cops, listen to me. Look. I am trying to help you. I'm trying to help other cops out there. Don't get yourself wrapped up in this, because all it's going to take is that one good defense attorney that knows their shit, and you're going to get hemmed up. So
there must be cops that just don't watch YouTube. I don't know how that is, but it's got to be, because how do you not? I mean,
I've seen everywhere. Bro, I've seen the training where they're like, no, it's failure ID all day long. I'm an FTO, I know. And I'm like, you are out of your fucking mind.
Think about how terrifying that is. How many people went to jail, got handcuffed, put in a cage because some cop is severely misinformed.
Right. And this is one thing that I want to make sure everybody else understands. Us three here on this panel, because I know we've had this discussion, we are aware. We understand. And this is what we're trying to convey to other officers, to not lose the empathy, the humanity side, that we understand you have to leave work. So you're not going to get paid from work, most of you. You're going to have to get a lawyer that you don't have money for. You're going to have to maybe spend time in jail over a weekend that you don't have bond money for. You risk your car getting towed. You risk having to go get that taken away and get it out of the auto pound. The state of depression it could put you in, the way that it's going to make you lose faith in the state, the way that's going to make you lose faith in cops.
Your reputation.
Your reputation. Yeah. I mean, all of these factors. And what does the cop get? Oh, you can beat the rat, but you can't beat the ride.
Right.
How many times have you fucking heard that? And I'm just like, are you out of your mind? Out of your mind to have that mindset. And I will admit, I was indoctrinated with that when I first became a cop. That's what they all said. I didn't know any better.
We all were.
I didn't understand what it meant. It was like, you can beat the rat, but you can't beat the ride. Okay. I truly didn't get it at the time. I was like, oh, it's just what they said. And Banning, why are you so red?
It's my camera setting. I went back and forth. Like it's a lot redder than obviously. I mean, I'm a redhead, but it's not this accentuated. I don't know what the deal is with. I'm having a lot of technical issues as usual.
Yeah, you're all right, buddy. Your sound's coming in great though. So, I just want to point out to all the audience, if nobody's noticed, Banning is dropping weight like a champ. He's fasting. I think he's on like 120 hours so far, and he's killing it. So make sure you guys are giving him some words of encouragement in the chat, because he's killing it.
And the only thing I've had to eat or drink since last Tuesday is Black Folgers coffee and water, and every once in a while some electrolytes.
Hell yeah.
Just plain electrolytes, man. And it's been a journey. It's my third fast, and I'm going to go until it's not feasible anymore. We'll see how it goes. I like it. I'm always promoting good health. I love it. Okay. Back to my pedestal that I was on there for a second. The enigmatic opaque. God, that's a hard name to say for me. He said ACAB, which is all cops are bastards. Usher in the global revolution. I don't know what the fuck that meant. So, Keto 50, what's up, brother? He's rooting you on there, brother. Appreciate that, brother.
It's good to see. Jeffrey Conrad, I'm liking Jeffrey. Jeffrey's had a lot of good comments. He said, absolutely, I agree to that already, I thought, but I was just saying, generalizing a statement that is prevailing issue in all the majority of LE is reckless. That's all. Yeah, I try to stay away from the always and nevers and any large statements like that. But
Eric, is there? I can't see the chat anymore. Is that
yeah? It's me. I don't have it showing right now.
Okay.
You can see it now. There you go. Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay. I turn it off, the overlay off when we watch the video, but
okay.
Yeah. So To the point that I was getting to, or already made, was, we understand what is going on, at least on this podcast, with people that get arrested and have to go through this bullshit. And we are trying to make other officers realize what that is, because in this job, you can become cynical very quickly and start to lose that empathy, your humanity, emotional intelligence. All of that stuff can start to go to the wayside. Any officer out there that doesn't think that they don't have some sort of PTS from this job, you're a liar. You just haven't come to Jesus yet, or whoever your person is. There's something going on. You see too many traumatic things. You're around too many negative things for it to not affect you. It affects us all. It just affects all of us differently. So, all right, let's go back to this video. I'm going to get rid of the chat. I like this view right here, so we're going to keep going with this view. All right, and play.
I don't have to be on the property to be trespassing.
Yeah, you do. You want to look at the law? Okay, perfect. What's your name?
It's none of your business. I'm trespassing,
Well,
right?
technically,
Verbal trespass.
in order for me to trespass.
Call the supervisor if you have a problem with it. You're not getting my ID either.
Okay. If you get on the road, if you get back on the property, if you get back on that property, or what?
Shut your mouth.
Or what?
Shut your mouth.
Or what? You gonna do something to me? You gonna use your little pepper spray?
Something to me?
If you start coming at me, I will.
Shut the You're so scared. Go drive away, dude.
Who said I'm scared?
Yeah.
You're the one that's recording everything.
Yeah, well, you are too, right? You got your body cam on?
Of course I do.
Gonna tell me that.
I don't.
All right, we're going to pause it for a second. Ryan, I'm going to let you go. What you think so far?
The shut the fuck up was, I'm going to guess it's the end of this one. It's all going to go to hell from here. Again, going back to the ego thing. I mean, you can't tell me to shut the fuck up. I'm a cop, right?
Yeah.
That's what's going on in her head right now. I guarantee it. This guy just told me to shut the fuck up, and my internals are going crazy right now. My mind is like, you get what I'm saying? Like, how dare you disrespect me? It goes back to the ego, right? When in reality, how many opportunities has she had now to just get the fuck out of there?
To leave, yeah. Just go. I
right?
know.
If somebody wants to call back, then you have an excuse to be there again. And I don't. You see what I'm saying? It's just, it doesn't. Oh man, we got to graduate from this not being able to be disrespected thing. You know?
Yeah. It's a very old school but culturally indoctrinated belief system in policing, because that gets reinforced throughout our career. Why does it get reinforced? Because 99% of people do what we tell them to do, and they don't give us any shit back. So when you get somebody that does give you shit back, now you've got that unmet expectation, which triggers the ego.
Yeah, and even though they've been around for a while, in the grand scheme of things, auditors are fairly like new. You know, like
in the bigger picture of things, yeah.
In the bigger picture, right?
Yeah.
Like the invention of the cell phone camera, right, and body cameras. That's really what kind of pushed it into like this mainstream thing that you see now. And I mean, if we're being honest, if we're being objective, like it's that camera that allows this to happen, because if that camera wasn't there, people wouldn't do this, because what would happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not saying I agree with it. It's wrong.
But that's what happened traditionally.
You would get arrested, even if it wasn't lawful, or and so that camera has kind of birthed this movement, and I don't disagree with it. I just like I said, if we're being honest, what would happen without that camera. So
yeah, and it's kind of a two-way street. People say that we hide behind the badge, and then now that body cams have come out, they're doing the same thing. And
I'm glad you mentioned that, because for our entire careers, you've heard that you're not shit without that gun and badge.
I'm not. You're right. I am not.
Right. And I don't know. Like there are a lot of cops that applies to. I wouldn't mess with Banning, whether he had a gun or badge or not.
No shit.
And I wouldn't mess with you. You do the jujitsu thing. But the point I'm trying to make is like it kind of goes both ways. Like And that's what I don't like about auditors that act like tough guys, because I don't do that to people. It's not, indicative of a professional police officer. But let's be real. Without that camera, you wouldn't be doing this either. So.
Yeah, and it's funny because Andy's right. He said they do still get arrested. They do, because we cover it out here all the time. It just doesn't happen as often.
It's not nearly as bad as it used to be.
Because we're doing our job. Like I said, we're getting better. The auditors are single-handedly responsible for cops getting better at that part of their job.
Yeah.
Because I won't lie, I probably would have fallen into that same thing because I didn't know any better. I was never taught that. It was never a thing.
Right.
And at the surface level, I would have been sitting there going, yeah, that makes sense. It doesn't seem like you should be able to just videotape people without their permission.
Yeah.
Because in some states you can. It's a two-party system on
if you watch Sean Paul, he comes at you with respect. And every once in a while a cop does the right thing, what they're supposed to, and that's the end of it.
Yep.
If Sean Paul Reyes will thank you for doing your job correctly, and then that's the end of it. You know? What's wrong with that?
Yep. I got to give a shout out. I think it was Craig that dropped. Let me go back. I'm going to go. I missed it. No, it was Acorn Magnum. He dropped 5 memberships. So I'm sorry. I meant to say thank you. And then I got going down this rabbit hole. He dropped 5 memberships. So thank you very much, sir. Went a little bit farther. Twitchy Skitch, she updated hers. She is one of our mods and does a great job. And then Mike dropped 2 $5 super chats, and I'm going to read his question because he blessed us with some fundage that goes into this YouTube where we can pay for a premium. I just had to renew the premium. You weren't here for this, Ryan, but did we lose him? Oh, we lost him for a second. He pressed a button. I think I got him back.
I could hear you. I didn't press anything. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, man.
So, what was I saying? But yeah, the community got on me because of commercials ads during watching YouTube videos, and they're like, "Get premium." So this is what all their money goes towards. So Mike said, friend got arrested because he didn't inform of a weapon right away on a traffic stop. Friend was respectful, but officers used discretion in the wrong way. And then he continued, and he said he missed out on 3 jobs after a background check due to the gun charge. He had to take a job paying half as much. It ruined his life. That is fucking crazy. And the video that comes to mind is the guy that gets shot in the leg by the female officer in Florida. You remember that, Banning?
Yeah, I do.
Did you see that one, Ryan?
Sorry, I lost you for a second. What was
the female officer in Florida that she's trying to disarm a guy on a traffic stop, and she shoots him in the leg.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I go into that like Florida is a very pro-carry state, but from what I understand from a lot of Florida cops, they're also, when they do traffic stops like this is kind of a common practice to disarm people during a stop, to run it, see if it's stolen or whatever. It's not I haven't seen that in Texas. I'm not saying it never happens. I'm just saying I have not been around that, and I would immediately call that out, because as long as everything's on the up and up, I have no lawful reason to be disarming people. Like, it's your Second Amendment right.
I've disarmed people, but here's the caveat to that is, and it's not many. I think it's 3 and 21 plus, and it was because of either DWI investigation. They go to get out, and they've got the gun on there, and they're losing their step. And he goes to put his hand. He's like, "Hey, by the way, I'm like, oh, stand by, just hold on a second." And I've disarmed him. And then there's been a couple other with a firearm visible, not in a holster, literally sitting on the center console. And it was another criminal investigation prior to the traffic stop. Was a reason that one was disarmed.
Yeah.
So in Texas, do they have to advise you if they're armed?
No. There's no duty to inform. Everybody does. Everybody does. You don't need a carry permit. Not in Texas.
Well, I mean, in Virginia, you need a concealed carry permit, but they're not obligated to notify you if they're
not
pulled
in Texas.
over that they're armed.
Texas is.
Which I'm good with.
Yeah, Texas is pretty free when it comes to having a gun. You can carry. I think the thing is, it just has to be in a holster.
Yep.
As long as it's in a holster, whether it's concealed or not, you're good to go. You just don't want people fucking freeballing it with a Glock sitting in their shorts.
Yeah, I don't know why they tried to disarm that guy. He seemed pretty cool the whole time.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he was more than compliant.
Yeah, I mean, above and beyond compliant, and he even consented to her disarming him. And
if you go back to that video, I mean, even the circling of the wagons that we talk about, or a lot of agencies do in traffic stops and stuff. Why are we circling the wagons on that one? Why? What's the firework that went off to have that type of presence? I guess is what
right. Yeah, I if I could push back on cops, like, listen, guys, like, you can't swear an oath to the Constitution and simultaneously try to take away people's rights that the Constitution grants them, especially when it comes to carrying a firearm. Like, it is a part of our nation's birth. That is why we are who we are. If you can't get on board with firearms by now, like, as a cop, like, it's just part of the gig, man. Oh, Alan's in the house. What's going on, Alan?
Not much. How are you, buddy?
Hiding out behind the scenes.
How's the life been treating you?
Oh,
good.
Fantastic, as always.
Just doing this little podcast thing here.
Oh, you know.
We look like the Brady Bunch right now. The way
the Brady Bunch.
So, anyway, I'm looking over at the comments. I'm sorry. Randy Gross, a man after my own heart. Look at that. Look at that wiener he put right there. Look at that. I do that all the time.
Eric, is Alan's curved enough? Does he pass?
No. That's
got a little curve.
He's trying. I don't blame Banning, because Banning's head is a melon, and it's hard for him to bend a bill. So his head just stretches the bill out straight no matter what he does.
I bend mine all the time. I will not wear a flat bill, but yeah, just like you're saying. I mean, this is for what is this?
The 8.5.
No, man, it's only 7 5/8, but it's still
only
tight on my melon. Yeah.
Banning's like a couple not getting haircuts away from that not fitting.
Yep, pretty much.
Oh, what did Elite? What is this? I can't read that name. Rio of Cola, whatever.
A liter of cola.
A liter of cola. Oh, it is a liter of cola. Yeah. Oh, I get it. Y'all are just rambling at this point. Yeah, that's what we do. Welcome to the show. Thank you for your engagement. Mike dropping another $5 in the super chat. He said, I share this because these decisions by fellow officers is why people come up to you cussing and screaming. Be professional. We need a good example. Thank you. I agree. I agree. When I try to tell people we have a higher standard, that's what I'm referring to. You have to be the higher standard. I'm not saying we always show the higher standard. You're about to watch the rest of this video and see not being the higher standard. But we should be. And for that exact reason, to what Mike's talking about.
I'm telling you that fuck you is the catalyst to what's about to happen. And I've never even seen this before. Like,
Yes, exactly. Lacey's in the house. She said, greetings, Eric. 2 cops, 1 donut in chat. Super chat from King Slayer. He said, cops that take people's guns apart and return them disassembled don't care about the Second Amendment. Are guns for me not the type of people? Yeah, fuck that. I don't agree with that. Here's the thing. This is just me. What are we taught in the academy? Play the what if game. A part of me, the what if always happens. If I take somebody's gun and all of a sudden the next active shooter or whatever crazy shit happens and I disarmed a citizen unlawfully and they could have defended themselves and they catch a stray from some nut job because we took their gun. Like, I couldn't live with myself on that. I want to look over and be like, hey, cover my 6. I got this guy. You make sure nobody sneaks up behind us. I know in Texas they'll help us out. But I've never anybody out there carrying. Usually they're game. They're usually pretty educated. So, Ben Will Win said most departments don't enforce the higher standard. I can't speak for most departments. I can only speak for the ones that I've been exposed to, and I've seen a lot of good. I have seen some that definitely do not enforce the higher standard. I won't say specifically where, but it's in Louisiana. So I'll say that. Pretty sure cops give what they get in terms of attitude. I can agree with that. I think that most of the time, people tend to give a bad attitude towards the cops first, most of the time. But I have seen that where it's a traffic stop and the cop just is pissed and they took your offense personally, especially in like a traffic thing. Why are you weaving in and out of traffic like an asshole? And that's the attitude they came up to at the window. I've done it. I had a guy going 72. I've told this story in here before. 72 in a school zone. And I came up ready to motherfuck this guy. I'm like, what the fuck are you? And as soon as I got the fuck out of my mouth, I saw a butcher knife coming out of his back. My boy was trying to get to the hospital. So I get it. But that was my rookie year, and that was a lesson learned. I learned.
That's an important point you just made. You got to take into consideration, you don't know what somebody's going through that day.
Yeah.
What they've been through that week, what's going on in their life. That's why I always try to be courteous. And like I told you last time I was on the podcast, I shake unless you have some sort of bodily fluid on your hand, I shake everybody's hand. It really, really sets the stage to have a good interaction. You know, you see those cops, I don't shake hands.
I don't shake hands. Fuck
that
you.
pisses me off.
Oh my God. I hate that.
I mean, disgusting. If I was your sergeant, oh my God, you don't shake hands.
At least offer a fist bump. Yeah. Offer a fist bump, an elbow bump, whatever it is. Maybe you're a germaphobe. Okay, I'm not going to get on the officer too bad, but offer some solution. Don't just tell people, I don't shake hands.
You're in the wrong friggin' career if you're a friggin' germaphobe. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. Especially that back seat.
Yep.
Yeah. I had Lysol cans on tap.
That handshake sets the stage for a
absolutely.
good interaction, I'm telling you.
Yep. 100%. Let me go over the comments. I'm neglecting you guys over here a lot. We're just getting into this conversation so much. Piker Broadcasting Service. Cop let me go after clocking me at 85 on the highway. Just told me to slow it down. Just remain calm and respectful. Told him I was trying to get my delivery done quick. He said, I don't shake hands, but I do fist bumps. Yeah. See, there's compromise somewhere, but it's also in how you say it. And every time you hear a cop say, I don't shake hands, like they say it like an asshole. I don't shake hands. I don't do that.
I mean, imagine telling that to another person. Like, what are you? Are you a mutant or something? Like, what?
Right?
I don't shake hands. You do shake hands. If it was another cop, you'd shake his hand.
Yeah.
Like,
I tell everybody too. If you want a hug, I'll give you a hug. The only thing, I will. I teach this to my daughters. If I hug you, you will never get underhooks as a hug. You will always hug me from above. I always get underhooks. That's just the tactical mindset of a jiu-jitsu practitioner. You'll never get underhooks on me. I make my daughters fight for it. So that we're doing swim moves, like trying to earn the underhook. So it's fun.
Yeah.
Yep. Never give up your underhooks, y'all. Anyway, I'm a hugger. And if I don't know if you never hugged Banning, Ryan, but oh my God, you want to talk about the best hug in the world?
I mean, you throw a blanket in with that. It's got to be cozy. I mean,
a snuggie. You get a snuggie and Banning together.
Big spoon, definitely a big spoon.
I don't know. You stay on this fast. I might not want to hug you anymore. Oh shit! Let's get to this video, shall we?
I have to say
you don't?
No.
No, that's nice.
You want to show me the law that says that?
No, it's probably in your policy though.
It is.
It is.
To be on. I don't got to tell you it's on.
Nice little attitude on you, huh?
You do too, little man.
Yeah, little man, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, take all the so I can take you on, though.
Come on, then.
Shut the
then.
Exactly, take it all
Come
off.
on, then.
Take it all off.
Come on, then,
take
man.
Take it all off. You ain't a badge and gun and
okay.
And then you'll call backup, you little gay up on me, so don't sit here and act tough.
I don't need backup.
Shut up. Yeah,
I don't need backup.
He's so right, by the way. Everything he's saying, he's so right. All of it is right.
Backup.
No, that don't.
Okay. Yeah. You want to do something different?
Yeah. Are you threatening me?
I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question. Are you going to come up me? You going to come up?
You want to escalate this?
You want to escalate?
You want to escalate it? Oh, yeah, I could escalate.
Get out of my face right now.
Why? What are you going to do? Get back in your
No.
Get back in your vehicle.
Stop
bitch.
circling me.
Shut the I'm using your tactics against you.
Stop.
Don't call your supervisor right now.
Hell no.
Call your supervisor right now, bitch. Don't touch me. Don't just assault to me.
Get the away from this truck.
Call supervisor
Yeah, keep
right
backing
now.
up.
You just assaulted
Get the You live on this road. Go the
Just you. This is public property. You don't tell me what to do. Go back in your vehicle. Go detail. Go off.
I love it. I'm gonna finish playing it, but the lunatic libertarian just asked a great question. What do you do? Excuse me. What do you do when the individual exercises their Fifth Amendment right and does not engage in verbal communication? I don't do anything. I can't force somebody to talk, and if I don't have a legal reason to be there, if I don't have a crime, all right, I'm out. There's nothing to do. Banning, you got anything on that?
This is one that I would have drove by in a cross street, saw what he was doing, and I would have continued on to the next property call.
Yes. That's experience speaking, though. She does not. Please, for the life of me, don't tell me this girl's been in patrol longer than 5 years. I don't think she has.
Well, like you said, she was doing good there for a minute.
Yeah. The first 30 seconds, she was spot on. Like,
and then she got her.
She got roped in. And this dude, I'm sorry, like, he is a pro. He's a pro at all the antagonizing words that he's saying, because he's right. What do cops do?
Right, but if you're a YouTuber, right, this is what you want.
Yeah.
Right? You want this. You're not gonna get any views if the cop says, "Can I have your ID?"
Yeah.
Fuck off. Okay, sir. Have a nice day, and you leave. This is what this guy wants. And you can still try to keep the government in check. He's still doing that. But at the same time, if you're a YouTube type person and this is exactly what you want.
Yeah. I'll tell people this up front all the time. They're like, well, you just do it for clicks and views. No, not at all. That does nothing for me as far as like, because they think I do it to get money. Clicks and views I don't make anything from that. Guys, I'm not Joe Rogan. I'm not any of these other people that get millions and millions of views on stuff. But the show does depend on views. We can't do what we do without people watching it.
Right.
So it is a part of it. So I'm not going to lie and tell you that we don't we're always trying to get our viewership up. That means we're doing the right thing. Yep. If it all of a sudden plummets off, then we're not doing the right thing. So I got to adjust and pivot. But we've grown every year. So what we're doing is working. So we're going to keep using this formula and having these conversations and talk. So what do you got, Alan?
So question, why is it that we are seeing so many more female enter into law enforcement? Our buddy has been putting a lot out there on, they shouldn't be qualified or they're causing an issue with agencies being a problem with all of the smaller builds or people that are overweight in law enforcement. But like I've noticed, it seems like, we are getting a vast more number of women joining law enforcement than it seems like we've had in the past.
I think there's been a big push. I know there's that, what do they call it? 30
by 30.
Yeah, 30 by 30. I know there's been a big push for it. Again, I don't care. I don't care.
No, I don't either. I just have noted, like our department right now, the one that I'm reserved in is probably 70% female officers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, it's a small department, but I would say it's, 70-30 now. And so it's just interesting how that has come in the last, 2 or 3 years.
I don't mind. I don't mind it. I just need you to be able to perform your job. Because I've had some badass females that have saved my bacon. So no pun intended.
I'm going to say this. I too, and I've said this before, have had some badass females on the shift with me or an adjoining agency that came to assist. And I've had some very weak males that have no friggin' business and I can say that confidently to have that badge on. I'm sorry, but it goes friggin' both ways. Here's the requirements. I don't give a crap what your chromosomes are. If either you make it the requirements or you don't. And if you're a dude that can't make it, get out. If you're a female that can't make it, get out and find something else, or go and train and come back and do it again.
Yeah. I want to get to Kingslayer because he dropped $5 on super chat. Appreciate you, brother. Kingslayer and I get into it all the time, by the way, on YouTube constantly. Yeah, it's so fun. I hope you don't ever think I'm taking it as mean-spirited, Kingslayer. I'm literally sitting back, just having fun with it. So in a respectful way. But she said, come on then. That is her inviting him to fight. You can't invite someone to fight and be the first one to put your hands on somebody. I mean, that's fair. What do you got for that, Banning?
Just why are we here? That's the whole thing. Is this would have never even, this body camera footage would have never been seen if we weren't above it. I don't know. It just kills me to see these videos still pouring in. Again, it's 2026.
Yeah,
and she's calling him little man. I mean, obviously,
oh yeah, she's 100%. She's 100% emotionally just wrapped up in it now. She's no longer logically thinking. This is all emotion.
How do they not know, Eric? How do they not know at this point? I mean, my God, like.
I know. Ario dropped $10 in the super chat saying, warning, in order to use your Fifth Amendment right, you need to invoke it first. Officers, I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Being quiet is not enough. I'm not a lawyer. I think that's right. I think that if I can remember correctly, I think that's also correct. I do think you need to say that. I think that's right. So I'll just put it that way.
Can I ask you a question real quick, just because it reminded me of something in Texas? Do you guys do the, because we don't do this in Virginia, I see the YouTube videos where the guy puts the license up against the window and says, all I have to do is present it. I don't have to give it to you. That's not correct in Virginia. Have you seen those?
I have. I've had this conversation in Texas before. There's nothing, the language is kind of vague. There's nothing that says they have to physically hand it to you. And I think for me, as long as I'm getting the information I need and it's not going to put me in some sort of physical danger, just get the info. Just get it. Just hurry up and, all right, cool, thank you. I'm not going to make it a big deal. They're going to try. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for you to make that a big deal. I don't need to make it a big deal. What were you about to say, Banning?
I was just going to say, if you're, I hate to use it this way, but if you're with a decent agency that has a decent report management system, you can get that information that by law that you can have on a traffic violation. You can go back and verify on the DL photo or the driver's license photo upon running. And I mean, I've had people do it up to the window. And what's funny is sometimes it's an indication that tent is way too damn dark when you can't see. And I'll use my flashlight. I'm talking about even in the day. I appease people as much as I can. There's only been a couple times to where, because it was a criminal offense prior to the traffic stop, to where that person was removed from the vehicle, and then I had the driver's license in my hand. But on traffic stops themselves, man, I can get enough through that window and go on my merry way to my next one.
Yeah, in Texas, this is why I say it's vague, because it only says you have to display it. Now, like in Arizona, we talked to Frank Slope on his, and it says physically like inspect or something. Like they have to be able to physically look at the card. So there's a weird language that happens in Arizona where they have to hand it over. And then Steve Wallace said, my understanding is that you have to present it for physical inspection when pulled over. Yeah, that's the Arizona language. In Texas, it just says display. So I don't know that anything out there is saying that you have to. And again, why press the issue?
No, I agree. I was curious because you see these trends that it just start to become more and more of things that you run into, like and that's why we've talked before. I'm so skeptical. Like YouTube is I I think has done a lot of damage to the profession. You know, not that we haven't done it to ourselves, but
I was going to say, I think we've done it to ourselves too.
Sure, right. But like, you know how many people I hear screaming about, you have to get your supervisor by law. Like,
yeah, no, you don't.
You don't, right? But so how
maybe
many
in
people,
California?
Yeah, how many people end up not complying over things they heard on YouTube, and it just ends badly for everybody. You know?
Yeah.
I know you guys have seen it. Shit that people hear on YouTube, and then they're screaming it at a traffic stop. By law, you have to give me your name and badge number.
Yeah.
You know, and then another one I heard recently is by law, you have to get your supervisor here, and I don't have to show you shit until they get here.
Right.
I've heard you mention the traffic stop doesn't cease until the supervisor gets there, right? But again, these things get recycled on YouTube and just put out there. And it just doesn't help anybody. Like if we got to do better, which I agree we do, I just wonder if there's something we could do about that, because people they believe this stuff.
Yeah, it's a two-way street. The public has to be willing to try to get better, and we have to be willing to try to get better, or it's not going to work. But to Piker's question here, he said, "Are officers trained to deal with sovereign citizens or auditors?" Yes, where I am, we are, but not all. I think
clearly.
I think as I say, clearly, there's. We show them a lot on here that they don't get it.
So we had an interesting question get brought to us. I currently work for a major cell phone manufacturer, and when we were at Axon Week last week, Georgia state law has just been voted in that within the next year that you will have to be able to accept virtual IDs in the state of Georgia. And so when they present with a phone that has a virtual ID on it, you will now, as an officer, have to be able to have a device that will either accept Apple or Android, either way, and and you have to accept that virtual ID now. And so they were, specifically wanting to know what our cure was for that, things like that. And so there's 2 or 3 companies out there that are enabling that for doing that on your phone, because Android does it one way and Apple does it a different. But that's not something I've heard talked about in Texas yet, but it's on the books in Georgia. So
it's definitely coming with the digital.
I mean, we're already doing it with insurance.
Right.
People show their insurance on their phone. It's just going to be another. I mean, the whole thing is you got to do your job. You got to go verify that it's a real ID. It doesn't matter where it's coming from. Somebody could write it down on a piece of paper. As long as the information comes back when I go check it.
Yep.
Good to go. Yeah, we're fine. And then Piker did follow up, and then I'm going to press the video after this. I said, "What's your procedure on sovereigns?" Basic procedure is pretty simple. You just don't get wrapped up in their stuff. Because that's the trap. They want to get you with all this paperwork and all this stuff. I don't accept any of it. I said, "You were pulled over on a public roadway for this violation by law of the state because you're in a motor vehicle on a public roadway. You are required to give me your license, insurance, and you must have updated registration. If you don't want to give me that, then you can go to jail. We're going to get you out of the car, and that's what's going to go down. Any arguments that you want to try to make that you're traveling, you're free, sovereign citizen, whatever it is you're trying to say, save that for court. That's where you make your argument. And if you are truly sovereign, this is my little zinger I like to give them is, why'd you stop for me? If you're sovereign, why'd you stop?
Yep.
Why'd you stop? You obviously recognize my authority, so you stopped.
Yep.
Well,
already. I saw one the other day where an officer pulled one over. Have you heard of a Moor?
The Moors, that's another type of sovereign citizen. Yeah, it's all
but the chief came and he did accept all the information because he wanted to see it and see what it said. And he said, "I'm a student of this." He's like, "I'm a student of sovereign citizens. I love to learn about you guys." And so I don't know. Sometimes maybe it is good to accept it just so you can see what. Yeah.
Oh,
they got some detailed stuff.
Yeah, they want to put liens on your property and all sorts of crazy nonsense. Yeah, but I'm gonna fucking Alan's pushing buttons. How do you interact with the Amish who use a family certificate of live birth. No, I don't. I've never had to deal with Amish people ever.
Man, that prompted a Slim Jim commercial in my friggin' head. I don't know if you, I don't know if you remember that or not.
Yeah. What he's right. Yeah,
that is greatness.
I've never had to deal with it, so I got nothing. But let me finish this video out here.
First Amendment protected activity.
I didn't say you couldn't
Then get
record.
the out of here.
This is my detail
No, you
here.
just fucking assaulted me. Now call your
You were coming up on me.
Call your fucking supervisor right now.
No.
I'm demanding a fucking supervisor right now. You just assaulted me. You just put your hands on me. That's excessive force. Put your fucking supervisor on here now. Now. Do what you fucking told, servant.
No.
You.
Going after that ego.
What are you gonna do?
You circle me, you're gonna get it again.
Oh yeah? You gonna touch me again?
Yeah.
Go ahead, get out of the roadway. Get out of the roadway.
Says the one.
Yeah, says the one with all the gadgets on them to protect them, right?
I'll use them if I have to,
I
but
know you will.
these babies don't lie.
Oh, I'm sure they don't. With your fucking gang tattoos. You know how to stop this? You know how to stop this? Get back in your fucking vehicle.
No, I ain't gonna do what you're gonna tell me.
Oh, you escalated it. Now we're gonna play.
I love it.
Yeah, you haven't met somebody like me, have you?
I have plenty of. I met plenty of before.
I know. Oh, you're gonna call me names now, huh?
I love the cars just keep leaving this place.
You scared? Call backup. I don't need backup.
Stop fucking circling me.
Don't touch me.
Did I touch you?
I can dare you to. Go ahead. Get out of the roadway. You're blocking the road. You're blocking the driveway. Oh, man. I flew a long way to meet like you.
Perfect.
Got her.
Fucking circling me again?
Don't fucking touch me.
Did I touch you?
I fucking dare you to. Go ahead. I'm not scared of you either, bitch.
Did I say you were? You
You're
keep
gonna
putting words in my
fucking
mouth.
tase me?
You keep putting
You're
words in my
gonna
mouth.
spray me? You're gonna shoot me? Huh? With all that, dude, you're nothing. Yeah, you're gonna come up on me now. You're gonna come up on me now, huh?
Piker, I'm getting
I'm not
dizzy.
gonna touch you, scared little fucking piggy.
Okay.
Get your back up. Call the supervisor. I demanded one.
I don't gotta call
Go ahead,
one.
I'll call 911.
Okay, call 911.
I will.
That's totally your right.
I know
Go ahead,
it is.
call right now. Call right now.
You can tell me to.
Okay then. You're the one that wanted it. I got documents in there. You can't be
Don't
recording.
cover them. Back in your fucking vehicle like I told you the first time.
Yeah, we'll pause it.
Once you get away.
We've discussed this at length, but it is on you, the officer, to protect that information, not on anybody that can see it from a public place. It's just like HIPAA. People getting all worked up about HIPAA and all that stuff. Like, your job is to protect the HIPAA information from public view.
Right, but I liked she's like she had nothing, so she's reaching there. Like,
Yeah.
you can't film in there. Like, this is just awful.
She's looking for an excuse to be able to arrest him. That's what I see. She wants something, a reason to arrest him. Now, in
she's
Texas,
salivating.
Yeah, in Texas, when that car was trying to get onto a public roadway, we have something called obstruction of roadway, which is Class B misdemeanor. But that doesn't exist in every state. So that would have been a possibility for an arrest here if she really wanted it. But she is reaching.
Yeah, and I don't know if you get. I'm sure you noticed it. He said, and I quote, "I flew a long way to meet a cop like you."
Yeah,
this is what I wanted. Like,
Tim said it. He's a pro. Like, so Tim in the chat was like, "This guy's a pro." Like, you can hear it just by the way he's talking. Like, he knows. He knows exactly what to say, what to do, and I truly do get entertained by these guys, and watching cops just scramble because it really is an easy thing, and he told her how to get out of it. Her ego will not let her do it. Officers, if you're watching this and you're getting pissed off at what we're saying, and you think that this cop's in the right, you're part of the problem. You have to be able to look at yourself and realize when your ego's been triggered. This is an ego play. And he's playing right on it. I thought I hit play. Oh, there we go. Play. What is going on? This video will not play now.
A little professionalism. You swearing at me, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is that any?
I match your energy. I match energy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, let's match it.
Come on.
Let's match it. Don't fucking touch me.
Did I fucking touch you?
Oh, you're pushing me into the road,
Exactly.
though.
I'm pushing you, the car's touching. Get the back.
Don't touch me.
Get the back.
Go ahead, touch me.
Get the
Touch
back.
me. Touch me.
Stay
bitch.
there.
Yeah, I know. You ain't gonna do shit. That's why you're on detail. That's why you're not even on the fucking road.
This is
Is this
an
your
extra
punishment?
detail.
Yeah,
I
overtime.
requested this.
Good.
Protect the people from like you.
Oh, really? That's really nice words. Complaints are gonna go screw through the roof. I can't fucking wait till you get the phone calls.
Ten four, but I got him back here. Just have him come back.
Yeah, have them come back here. Call the supervisor when you're at it.
He's still going on about the supervisor too.
I'm not done with you. I just fucking started.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's some Bob. There's also a supervisor. 10A, can they be en route?
Oh, no, she didn't want him to hear.
110's en route here. He is a sergeant.
She didn't want the
Okay,
supervisor.
helpful.
She didn't want him to hear. She called the supervisor.
Now would be a good time.
Told you to call back
for you.
up, didn't I?
There's a supervisor en route.
Good. Exactly what I fucking told you to do the
He
first
was
time.
already en route. I didn't request
I'm sure
him.
he was.
Okay.
I'm sure he was.
That's
Sitting
why-
over there for over an hour and a half. You don't
Okay, he'll blow smoke up.
because I fucking told you
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
You can request. You can request the public records if you want. I never requested them. They were already en route.
to. Good. What, you hit the panic button on you?
No.
Yeah, you did. You
Okay.
did something.
You clearly don't know how shit works around here.
Oh, I see it. You're giving it all to me.
1980s called. They want their 10 codes back. Ben Will Win said you should show his view. It's easy to get on his channel. Then you can really see all the mannerisms, facial expressions, shit talking, and batteries this 5-foot deputy did to him. I don't really think we need to. I believe you. We can hear it. I mean, I don't need to see the mannerisms to know that she's in the wrong all the way around.
Seeing that this is what on April 3rd of this month, if I were a betting man, I'd lay some money down that she's on administrative leave right now while they are doing a full internal affairs investigation and deciding whether or not this is going to be trainable or not. And then they're trying to figure out what the payout's going to be on this. I mean, I know it's not the end of the video. I think we're nearing the end, but this is absolutely atrocious. Absolutely atrocious.
It's
Eric,
just
my mom just messaged me, said to tell you she wants to smack that cop to get her to shut up.
see, mom knows.
Yep.
That's great. Yeah. And then the pettiness of calling your supervisor once he's far enough away. Like, come on now.
And then, you know, let's double-edged sword look at this. Let's say a supervisor arrives right now and he's there while this guy is circling. He doesn't have an update on the call. He doesn't know why she's out of her vehicle. There's a lot of things that he or she is not going to know as a supervisor coming onto the scene. And then you're forcing him to go into a possible true use of force.
Unjustified.
Problem.
Yeah.
And it's
Right. And over
it's
what?
horrible.
Yeah. Oh, Kingslayer said she was reprimanded and returned to active duty. Ugh. Yeah. Disciplinary wise, like, I really hate getting into the disciplinary side of things because I'm heavy-handed. I'm heavy-handed. So let's say that she was shit canned. Oh, okay. Yeah. See, that's what I say. I'm pretty heavy-handed. I know a lot of people, like, there's certain things for me, like, this is a inherent personality trait. It doesn't matter what training you give this person. It's in them. I don't know how to explain that.
Absolutely.
Like, that is how they're built. So it's going to happen again.
Well, it's funny because like you only became a cop because you got picked on in high school. Like, it's a joke, but it's true. There are some people they do it because they think nobody's going to be able to fuck with them anymore.
Right.
Right. And if that's your attitude, that's why you're doing that. You're going to end up like this. It's embarrassing.
Mm-hmm. And then it just takes a pro to get under your skin, and that's what's going to happen here. So, but yeah, Mike Cucumber said no accountability. Well, it's accountability if she got fired. That's good accountability right there. And then the concern's always going to be they're going to get hired down the road at the next agency. Maybe. I have seen agencies are getting a lot better at not letting that happen, but I would still love for there to be a national registry for law enforcement.
Well, you know as well as I do, Eric, there's a new app going around for law enforcement in Florida that's actually going to, I believe, as it develops, going to put an end to that.
Yep. If you guys know Nick Off Duty, he's got a great app out there for LEO recruitment. And we're hoping that will start getting the snowball effect for that national registry, because in a way it's kind of acting that way. And what I mean by the national registry idea, guys, for those who are like, what's he talking about? If a cop gets fired, doesn't pass his background check, has some sort of criminal investigation, whether it was founded or not, all of these things are tracked. Your jacket, if you will, and kept for life. So if you do get fired, anytime you try to get hired at another law enforcement agency, the first thing that background check should go to is that national registry. If you're on there, it should be able to see exactly everything that was done involving you. Even if you're exonerated, the background should still see that stuff. That's my opinion. If you want to claim to be the higher standard and claim that cops are the higher standard, we're going to live the higher standard, well, damn it, you need to have the higher standard. And that's a part of it.
We talked about this last time, and I agree with you. There should be a registry. The only issue I have is there have been cops who have been fired that did not deserve it.
Political shit. Yeah, I agree.
Political shit. That's my only issue with it. Everything else, I'm good with that.
But in those cases, I would hope that the writing's on the wall. You can usually see it. So, and that will give you that opportunity to, if an agency is going to look at you, maybe that'll help you out. But we need to do a better job of preventing that stuff, the political firings from happening. But Ario dropped $5 in the super chat. Thank you, Ario. Appreciate you. He said being fired may be too far unless she's had a history of this. When we start getting into character and personality trait issues that are inherently not law enforcement, what you want for somebody that swore an oath to the Constitution and is essentially trying to violate somebody's rights, I don't agree.
Was she fired? Is that?
Yeah, well, that's what Mr. Billfold said. He usually does pretty good research. I haven't checked it out myself, obviously. So
there had to be something else then, because as abhorrent as that was, fired over that.
I could see it. I could see it for sure. Piker said, so hold up. If she applies to a different agency, they won't see why she was fired. They can, I think. I think they have the ability if they actually go and do the background check the way they're supposed to.
Doing background checks myself in the past and then hiring officers is, the state of Texas has a law in place that's been an act for years, even before I got into law enforcement. But now it's another checkbox that these background investigators have to do. So if I'm looking at Eric as an applicant for ABC Police Department, he's coming in and get hired, and he used to work at DEF Police Department, and that's the only other agency he's worked for. And then maybe the military before that, I'm going to go to the DEF Police Department, and you physically go there and you look at available records. Now, if this never went through internal affairs, she was never written up on it, etc. And they said you can either leave or be terminated, and no supervisor documented it unless a FOIA and somebody gets a hold of this video that we're watching. Then yes, you're absolutely correct. They're not going to find out, and they are going to skirt under the lines. But Texas, TCOL, which is our commissioning law here in the state for all of our peace officers, is truly trying to make that better, to where they're making these background investigators truly have to look into this applicant, to where we can avoid more of those problems in the state of Texas.
Yeah. Project said, can she be fixed? Question mark. Some cops can come back after this with retraining, but if I were her sheriff, I'd fire her. And that I find more often than not, they don't come back from stuff like this.
That was a good question. I agree with you. It's very hard to rectify that type of behavior.
Yep.
Like you said, it's just
like in
that. It's in them.
Yeah. You have to have a come to Jesus epiphany of your life to change some of that stuff, in my opinion. So
that was a great question. Whoever asked
that was a good question. Yeah, that was Project 1868 said that. And then Mr. Billfold, this is one of my favorite words. It's probably the most important word in my life to me, because I have a way that I look at it. But he said, she is back to serving the community with integrity and courtesy, air quotes, according to her department. And the word is integrity. So integrity to me is doing the right thing even when nobody's watching. Like, that's the way I learned that word, and it just resonated with me. And I always think of that, like, you know, are you always like, is that in the back of your mind? Are you doing something differently because you think nobody's watching? And, you know, you see, you catch your kids doing that shit when they're little. Like, you know, you see them look around, like, oh, nobody's looking, I'm going to grab this cookie. And, you know, like, you're only doing that because you think nobody's watching. So you got to start instilling that integrity into them. So it's a big part of the Air Force. We talk about integrity all the time in the Air Force. So I really like that word. I think words have some power, and integrity has a lot of power with me. Mike said, it doesn't set a good example for the rest of the department if she were to remain. She did the wrong thing, even when being watched. Right. And that's a great point, too. Now she's going to get put back, and now all your other officers are going to basically be like, I can do whatever the fuck I want now because look what she did, and she got to do what she got to come back. Like,
yeah, that's a good point.
You know, like, you got to set a standard. You got a precedent and a standard. Like, if I'm the boss, like, no, you represent me. If I'm the top dog, if I'm the sheriff, you represent me and the people that I hire. So, yeah, Andy said a cop at 5 foot, man, better be a badass. A 5 foot woman better be a double badass. Yeah, 5 foot is short. Yeah. So, okay.
I'm just going to say something. I'd love to have short cops, because sometimes when we're going into a house, maybe it's an investigation, nobody's answering the door, there's a weird smell, you can go in your mind on where you think it is, and you get the okay to enter the house. It's great to grab a 5 foot officer and throw him through a bathroom window instead of breaking down a door if you come up to him. I'm just saying,
like,
I mean, there's a place for everybody in this country. And if you're a 5 foot cop, you were amazing at that. And there's a lot of them that are probably watching this that I've worked with. And yeah, that son of a bitch did throw me through a freaking window. Now I know why. Yeah, it's a lot easier than me trying to freaking get up there and get through the window and break the freaking foundation of the house.
And let's be very clear. We mean consensually throwing them through a window, right?
Yes, consensually.
All right. I'm going to leave that video. That's pretty much all we need to see on that. I got some other videos that I would like to bring up. So one of the things that we do, if you're not familiar, I know we got a lot of new faces on here tonight. I put out a lot of shorts and reels. You guys see them all the time. The shorts and the reels are made to create conversation. I can't get into an in-depth how we feel and what we know about the case and all of that stuff, because that's not how shorts and reels work. 90 seconds or less, that's pretty much all the time you got to get your point across and the video, because I think 3 minutes is the cap. So the whole point of those is we get conversation going, we see which ones take off and what people really want to talk about, and then we bring them up on the show and we go more in depth on them. So that is kind of the point. It is not as somebody recently threw out some shade and was like, "Oh, you're just doing this for clicks and views." And I'm like, you just don't understand our system and how we do what we do. So I'm going to explain it to you. This is why we do what we do with our shorts and reels. With that said, I'm going to switch. We've dwelled on this video long enough. I think we've discussed at length auditors and how we feel about that and all that stuff. So let's go to some of our shorts and reels that we've got going on, and we're going to discuss those. So I'm going to share the screen here. Where's it at? Share screen. Performance warning. All right.
What are you getting ready to watch?
I don't know. I just got this performance warning. I was like, what the hell? I've never seen that before. Okay. So we're going to...
Single-handedly one of the best pieces of police work you're going to see this year.
This effect doesn't want too many officers around them. Oh.
Is he going for the gun now?
I'm going to go back so you guys can see that one more time because it goes really quick.
Single-handedly one of the best pieces of police work you're going to see this year.
Okay, so what you're going to hear here, you're going to hear these little pop noises. That's the new sound of the taser. The taser doesn't sound like it used to sound anymore. The new tasers, the 10s, they can shoot up to 10 shots. Cops don't have to worry about it in water. It doesn't mess with you like it used to. It's all insulated. I guess that's the word. So cops won't get shocked. So this cop had good training, remembered it, and decides to use a taser on a man that did have a gun. He ran from a domestic, and obviously they had some sort of standoff with him in the water, and then they move in. So I'm going to play that one more time.
This effect doesn't want too many officers around them. Oh.
Is he going for the gun now?
He throws
They
the
just
gun,
threw the gun.
and then they end up pulling him out of the water. It's pretty uneventful after that. That's why I didn't show a whole lot of it. But we'll stop sharing that. So yeah, the background on this guy ran from a domestic, had a gun on him. Apparently it wasn't in his hand because it sounds like they dug it out of his clothes or something like that, which makes sense why they went with a taser. And so then the questions start being raised, like, why would you use a taser against a gun? Like I said, this was some heroic shit. This doesn't happen. 9 times out of 10, what ends up happening in this scenario? Dude gets shot. So to me, if you want to talk about, I don't think because you wear a badge, you're automatically a hero. You need to do some heroic shit to be a hero. That was some heroic shit. They fired that taser. They didn't waste any time. They ran right to the water to go save his ass because you do have a drowning risk. And they moved in, disarmed him, didn't throw any punches, didn't do anything other than just get him, just grab a hold of him. And they pulled him out of the water. No harm to him other than getting tased. That sucks. Got him under arrest. And the dude's going to live to see another day. That is amazing. And that's the type of police work we need to highlight. This is, if we're going to point out the bad stuff, which is what we've been doing on this last video, we also need to point out the good stuff and explain why it's good.
Absolutely.
Now, like I said, I'm not a fan of using a taser against a lethal force option that the bad guy has unless I've got lethal cover. I'm just going to give these guys benefit of the doubt. Somebody was covering them with lethal force. But they all used teamwork. They didn't hesitate. They moved right in like they should, which we've seen so many tasing videos where they tase them and they just watch. And you're like, get over roll on your stomach. Like they're just giving commands. Nobody's moving into cuff. And there's like 3 officers standing around. Like that's your opportunity. As soon as you tase them, the other guys should be moving in to handcuff them. So this is a great example. I want officers that don't get the best training. Look at this shit. This is what you want your cops to do. They did not hesitate. This is, like I said, it's heroic shit. And then getting your gear wet. Fuck. That's the worst.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you got that flood video I sent you. It absolutely is the worst.
Yeah. The flood video?
Yeah, you might not have got it.
Did you just send it?
No, I sent it to you a while back.
Okay. I thought you meant right now.
A mom and her kid were on top of the car. You know how when they start to go under, they climb on top of the car.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And we were able to get them out of there. We had this crazy flood. I don't know what happened. It never happens where we're at, but it did this night. And car went under, and we were able to get the mom and the kid out of there. But just to your point, like everything gets ruined.
Yeah,
I'm surprised my body camera. I know it can take a little bit of wet, rain, but under the
submerged.
Yep.
Yeah. That was, to me, that was badass police work there. And I love showing that stuff. So again, I know we got a lot of new people on today, which is awesome. It means people are sharing the word. This is not an echo chamber for police, but it is also not a just bash police. We want to be fair and even across the board. I need you to see, I think it's very important to see the good police work. One, it gives you some confidence that there are cops out there doing the right thing and doing good. And then 2, it helps other agencies that don't get the best training. Because I have had people reach out over and over and over. I never knew how to. We were never taught that about dealing with the First Amendment auditor. We were never taught that about moving in on a tasing within the first 5 seconds. Like you'd never know the quality of training other departments are getting. I'm spoiled. I'm at a rich ass fucking department.
You have to look at the majority of police departments across the United States. They're the majority. If you take the numbers of everything. The like rural ones are a lot more.
Yeah.
And those are departments literally from, I've seen to where you have a chief and he's also the patrolman, he's the bailiff, he's everything in that small town, all the way up to maybe a small 5 to 10 man agency.
Yeah.
And that's the majority across this country. Yeah, we have a lot of big cities and a ton of cops in those cities, but look at the population in a whole. And we call them tier 4, tier 5s, and then the private world of the size of those agencies. And that's the mountainous number across the country.
Yep. So, all right, let's go to the next video. These for some reason are the most popular. I get why they're popular because they're very short. They're easy to get through them real fast. But I'm going to preface this. I started a series called Cops Do It Better in Other Countries. So the point of it, if you just look at it at the face value, it looks like we're saying, oh, look at these third world countries. Look at these other countries. They're way worse than American cops. So what are you bitching about? That's not what we're doing. I know it looks that way, and I can understand why you feel that way. What we are truly doing is we're trying to help out other countries. We have had a lot reach out to us and say, hey, can you put exposure on these cops or other cops from their own agencies? I'm not going to say who have sent them and go like, this guy's a douche. We don't want him. They didn't say douche, but it's what they're telling me. This guy's a douche. We don't want him on our department. He represents us poorly. Look at this video. Can you share it? They want exposure and they want pressure from outside countries to put on their own country to make their policing better. So that is why we do it. And yes, I try to put a humorous spin on it because I don't want to just shit on other countries. But now that you know the reason why we do it, I'm going to share.
Very eye-opening.
Yeah. Shit, where did it go? Show. There we go. All right. We'll biggie size this one.
So you think cops do it better in other countries? Part 41. Yeah!
All right. Now, could you imagine if we did that over here?
I thought he was launching a 5-foot officer into a window. But I had to watch it.
10 points, Ryan, if you can name what show that was from where you hear the guy get thrown out the front door.
Why is it on the tip of my tongue here? Bro, why did you have to put me on the spot? I know it. I know. Just go ahead. I know it.
Fresh Prince, bro. That's Jazz
God
getting
damn
thrown
it.
out.
All right.
Uncle Phil didn't like Jazz, so he'd always throw him outside.
That's right. That's right.
Such a great part.
That was one of the more mild ones you have.
Yeah,
Your series on these cops from like there's been some craziness that you show. It's out of control.
But yeah, but you can see like they just want to be treated better. And that one was sent to me. I didn't find that. I really have a big crowd in Brazil that sends me a lot of stuff ever since because they love it. They love knowing that an American channel is sharing their stuff. So because they want it to get better. But yeah, so that's why we do that. So I just wanted to share that one. It's got kind of it's kind of funny. King Pomegranate said, Fresh Prince. See, you guys know it. That's what's up. So I try to put a little humor on some of this stuff, guys. But all right, let's go. This is a controversial one. So I'm going to share this one again. Show. We will biggie size this guy.
When are we as cops going to learn?
That's how you feel? I'm literally in handcuffs. I can't. Drop me. I'm literally in handcuffs. No, I'll back up.
Looks like you got some sort of entertainment district with a bunch of bars. Typical.
So I'm going to pause this. I'm going to go back and I'm going to tell you kind of the things that I'm looking at as a use of force person when I'm seeing this. And I discuss it in the video, but the basic premise, the background that we know on this story is this kid was fighting. I even speculated because I didn't know the story when I first saw the video. They're in an entertainment district and he had gotten in a fight. So, everybody's drunk, partying, doing it's just that's what happens in these areas. And it's Savannah, Georgia, I believe it is. Savannah, something like that. And he was already under arrest and they had him in one car and they were trying to get him into a different car. So that's where this is picking up. They're trying to put that guy into another vehicle after they got him out. But when they got him out of the first vehicle, according to the report, he was being difficult. And him being difficult is why one guy ended up filming. This guy started filming because the guy was being an asshole to the cops. So they get him out, and then you see what we see. You see the officer standing behind him. Officers kind of just dumps him to the ground. And then my biggest problem with this is if this guy was a threat, he was an issue. What do we always do with somebody that's a threat and issue? As soon as we get him to the ground, we're on top of them. We roll them over. We get them in a position that they can't do anything dumb. That's not what happened here. They slam him to the ground. This young Thundercat here slams him to the ground and then just admires his work. He just stares at him.
Yeah.
No other officer jumped on him because they might not have seen anything or seen what he saw. But he gets over top. That's what he's doing right now. He's just standing over top of him. There's no follow through.
That's how you feel? I'm literally in handcuffs.
And look, he's doing nothing. I'm like, now, if this guy is not a cop, because I don't see any patchwork on him, that doesn't mean he's not a cop. It says police on the back. But that ponytail's crazy. I think that's
look at that guy though. He wants to hurt somebody. Look at him.
Like,
just look at him. I mean,
he's just an asshole. And to me, like, that is what really hurts me is nobody else moved in. Nobody intervened. Nobody even tried to separate him. Like, if I'd have been there, the first move, I would have been like, oh shit, like, get this guy up, dude, you okay? Like, and get him away from this guy. Because he's obviously got a problem.
They're probably thinking, I don't want any part of this. This is going to go bad. This is going to end up on Two Cops, One Donut.
Yeah. Yeah, right. So, yeah, see, all right. Now, there was a lot of roid rage comments that were brought up. Listen, y'all, he's a pretty young dude. Like, that doesn't look like roids. He may have anger management problems, but don't lean into the roid thing so quickly. I've seen dudes on roids. This ain't it. I don't think. I could be wrong, but roid guys are.
It looks like a douche problem.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. He's just a fit douchebag that, I'm sorry. And when I went into the video, one of the things I said is when you're cuffed, you're a protected class now. If there was a reason to go hands-on with you, we should have done that before the cuffs got on. But once the cuffs are on, you dust them off, you make sure they're good to go, even if they're being pricks.
Yeah, he's a beach cop. I mean, look at his legs. He trains all week on his upper. And if we're just looking at this guard for guard, I mean, he's not doing leg day. I'm sorry. It's just
King Braveheart, which that's a cool name. He said there are cops that have psychological issues and they throw people to the ground and hold guns, but media says they were investigated with no wrongdoing. It happens. Does happen. From what I saw, the videoer started because the officer hit the guy's head off a door pillar. Yeah, I read that too. I did read that too, Kingslayer. I just don't. I forgot that point. You're right. I don't know how true that is. We don't have video of it, but based on what we're seeing, it doesn't seem like it'd be too far from the truth.
Look at him.
Yeah,
he's trying to see who admired his handiwork there. I mean, he's looking around.
Now that you mention it, that is kind of the vibe I'm getting. Like he's looking at his boys in blue, and they're like, "You guys see what I just did?"
Standing with the
and when you see everybody else's body language, they're like, "Fuck!"
Right?
Like immediately, like, fuck. That's what they're doing, and I don't blame them.
Everybody think I'm cool now?
And nobody thinks he's cool. But the problem is no other officer stepped up. That's a problem.
I know. I just kind of feel like in the moment, nobody wanted to touch that. You know, like they didn't like this is gonna be bad.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying, but like kind of like when you can't process it right away, like you just don't want to go near it. I don't know. It just
yeah, I get that. It does. Sometimes it takes a second. If you're in good practice, I'm in great practice of it. First thing you would have heard out of my mouth is like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like I would have yelled it, and I would have tried to take care of that guy. Like, dude, you good? And then once I get this guy his medical attention that he's going to need, because he probably just broke both of his wrists, you know, there is the whole, and the crazy part is he actually says while he's on the ground, he's like, dude, I'm handcuffed. He's like, what are you doing?
And the big thing in this, and I've seen a ton of cops like this, and I'm all for working out and lifting and having an edge so you can go home at the end of the night. But when you're using your power or whatever you want to call it in this manner, for one, you don't have a reason to be a cop. Two, you're going to run into somebody bigger than you someday. I have done it, and they are going to fold you up like a friggin' pretzel.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's what it takes if this is not addressed, to realize that you're not always the biggest, baddest guy in the room, and stop friggin' acting like a total cheech on that, man. That's
We all know this guy. I mean, when he was a rookie, you know, he asked around, what do I have to do to get into any unit where I can dress like this? We all know him.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, what side of town's got all the action? That's the first thing. Where's all the action in it? Fuck out of here,
that dude came out tonight to do that to that guy.
Me looking at it, if you look at all the uniforms there, to me, it wouldn't be surprised if he's working an off-duty bouncer and he's just trying to throw it around, taking this guy to the car or whatever. I mean, to me,
I almost thought too, do you guys have special police?
What type of special?
Well, yeah, easy.
I mean, there's some special ones out there. I've seen them.
Yeah. So like in Maryland and DC, and I think some places in Virginia, you can be a security guard that's designated as special police. So you're not really a cop, but you get to wear all that shit with says police on it. You're like
I know what you're talking about. We have security guard levels, but they can't wear police.
Yeah, so you can in like DC. It's big in DC. So like you're a security guard, but you can wear police, but you only have your powers on the property. You have like limited arrest powers, but you can still wear like what this guy's wearing. It might be that because I don't know. He just looks a little too D-bag to me.
In Texas, yes, you can have same thing. You got to be on your property. and you have that sort of arrest powers, but you can't wear police. There's no way. You still got to be designated as security guard. But yeah, so on this one, I wanted people to see, the way that we view this. Now, I do go on to tell people, I say it in the video too, are there instances when a use of force on somebody handcuffed is justified? 100%. It exists. But like I said, you'll know it when you see it. I have seen people that are handcuffed that are able to get a knife, able to get the officer's gun. We shared that video on here. Is able to get the officer's gun and start shooting. So like there's definitely instances. There's people that can get their cuffs up to the front of them, and now they're a real problem. So yeah, are there times when you can use force on somebody in cuffs? Just because they're in cuffs doesn't necessarily mean they're totally untouchable.
Articulated and justified are the only reasons.
Yes, it just has to be reasonable. This was not reasonable.
No, that guy has a small army behind him, and the guy's handcuffed. What are you doing, bro? Like,
yeah, I know exactly. Like you've got 8 cops surrounding you, and you felt the need that you had to chuck this dude to the ground who can't catch himself, and then you just stand over him and pose like a fucking trophy.
Right.
All right, Mr. Bill Fold, I know you're probably in the background running a rap sheet on this dog. Friggin', what was the outcome of this video?
Yeah, right. And that's the thing from the research that I found. I don't know that anything's been done. I think the video started going viral.
Where was it?
Recently. This was out of Savannah. I think Savannah, Georgia. I just remember it saying Savannah. I don't think there's too many Savannahs out there. So, but yeah, I'm not seeing. But yeah, so let me go to the next one here. What's this one? Oh yeah, that's just another. This I really like this video, so we're gonna do this one.
Being a cop in winter states can suck.
Car dead.
Auditors for Charlie 18, I just got hit. For Charlie 18, my car's completely dead. I don't see the other vehicle.
This was a really long video, that's why I split it up.
Okay? Yes, ma'am, I'm okay. Are you okay? I was trying to slow down. I swear. I was going like 40.
Hold on 1 second.
I don't think you're going 40, dude. I think you're going a little faster. Your truck's fucked up. It takes a lot to damage a truck like that.
Bro, for that MDC to come off its rack, that's crazy. Right?
Clipped in, yeah.
Do you understand where the kill line is for that battery cutoff on a rear end? That's a pretty hard impact.
Yeah. So that whole car just went dead. And I give this cop a lot of props of the calmness. Like, I think that was the cool part. She stayed very calm. But zero hesitation going from a dead radio and realizing her car was dead, automatically right over to her handheld, which she's probably wearing a lapel mic or something like that. So I thought that part was really cool. This is good police work. Like, you can see somebody that just did not get rattled by this. This is something that they're used to. And then the humanity side of it. Like, one, I know that this guy's nature is exactly how he's acting. He would have done this no matter who he hit, but he hit a cop. So the oh shit, oh fuck factor is probably running triple time on this. And we'll keep going.
I'm so sorry. I gotta call some people.
Okay. Monteiro for Charlie 18. I'm 10-4. The driver's also 10-4 out of his vehicle. He's in the median. I'm the only one blocking.
Her watch is going off from the impact. Apple Watches do that.
No. All right, dude. Do you have your driver's license, registration, insurance?
Oh, my wife. I'm so sorry. I just got into a really bad wreck.
So it goes more into his character. He's the first person he calls is his wife. Letting him know, like, this is what happened. So the point that I wanted to get out of this video is, one, great work by the cop. Awesome by the citizen. Not, neither one of these guys took this personal. It was just all a great human interaction all the way across the board. I'm an optimist, guys. So if you're not into optimistic people, like, you're going to see this a lot on the show. I like optimistic scenarios. So I love I love all of that. And what one of the points I'm trying to make is like road rage is a serious thing. There's been, if you look at the uptick of road rage shootings across the nation from 2015 till today, they just, I mean, it's like almost a straight line up. So people try to be a lot more compassionate and caring out on the freeway. Look out for other people. If they're using their blinker, just remember everybody's going through their own stuff. Just try to stay in your own lane, no pun intended. Don't get angry behind the wheel. And this was a good example. Nobody getting angry. Everything working,
Yeah.
you know, nobody did this shit on purpose. Nobody wants to wreck their car.
It goes back to the humanity you were talking about earlier. Like, you got to remember that a lot of people, they're not like us. They're not used to seeing crazy shit all the time, you know? So you, like, I could see this going another way, you know, depending on the cop you hit. We're a mixed bag of nuts, right? This could have gone completely the other way. I could see a cop getting out of the car and starting to, you know, give him the business, but it didn't happen. And this is a good example of how it should go down.
Yeah. Marine Blood said, my question is, does her cruiser have a rear-facing camera and rear-facing radar? Would be interesting to know his actual speed. More than likely, radar wasn't on, but probably does have a rear-facing camera.
And even if that radar was on, unless she was there to physically lock that speed, it's not gonna hold. And there is probably a what we call a compartment or inmate or prisoner cam, whatever you want to call it, that keeps an eye on the people in the back seat, that sometimes gives a little shot out of the back window.
Yeah. Mike Cucumber, she had to get ID. In this, yeah, she does have to get ID, bro. Legally, yeah, she does. Everybody's got to give ID on this one.
Mike has got to be laughing right in that comment.
Mike is funny because it's
a good one. You're damn right. I'd be getting that ID too. Let me see. Was there any other question? But yeah, okay. So yeah, great interaction on that one. Let me go back. Let me see if we got any. What's this one? Nope, not that one. Oh my God, this one pissed me right the fuck off. Yeah, you guys. Okay, I don't know if you guys saw this video, but
yeah,
it fucking angered me. So.
Now with your handcuffs like brass knuckles, man. Oh Lord, yeah, I'm on camera. Hell no.
I thought this was fake. I thought this was AI. I did not think this was real, but this shit is real. So you see, we're having a difficult arrestee in the back, not complying necessarily, and your boy drags him out and shuts the door on his head. And then claims it was an accident. He didn't do it intentionally. He thought that his head had fallen underneath the car, so he was trying to shut the door.
Bullshit.
But I know that's bullshit. Yeah. And from what I understand, he got away with it.
You're doing it to yourself.
What I can see is that the suspect.
Let me go back. Watch it one more time so you guys
approach
see.
On this one.
And you eating my now with your handcuffs like brass knuckles, man. Oh Lord, yeah, I'm on camera. Hell no. You gonna get fired, dog.
You're doing it to yourself.
Isn't that crazy? Unfucking believable. Yeah, that one pissed me off.
Well, we catch the heat.
Like, people wonder, you know, there's a great saying that people put on some of our videos is like, there he is, cops earning their hate again.
It's on every video almost. I mean,
like how do you disagree with them when they see that stuff?
It's
it's crazy. Why the fuck
and nobody's gonna FOIA and or show somebody stopping and going to buy, meaning the officer going to buy a gas can, filling it up on their own personal card, and coming back out and helping a family and go down the road. You know, that doesn't. That's people aren't unfortunately with the way the algorithms are, and then the way you build your algorithms yourself on YouTube, it's not gonna get clicks and likes and a lot of comments. It's a hey, thanks for your service, maybe, and very very little people watching it.
But on shit like this, dude. It's like, how do you, if he didn't get anything for this and they said that they went with it was an accident, like, how do we fix that? Like, that's the real conversation between us as cops. Like, how the fuck do we fix this?
I don't know, man. It's
leadership from one.
Yeah.
I fear that, I mean, unless you take the human aspect out of it, there's always going to be guys like this. Like, no matter how much we try to make it better, I do think it's getting better. Like, there's been a lot of improvements, you know.
It's always getting better, in my opinion.
Because of channels like this, but you're always going to have dum-dums, like, no matter what. Like, I don't think you're able to eradicate this problem completely.
Yeah. Like,
what do you think? I mean,
I just, for me, I would, for just one time, would love to see, you know, another cop come out of the woodwork and like, what the fuck, you know, just hold him accountable on scene.
I've seen some videos.
I mean, like the video of the female officer that gets like choke slammed by the sergeant.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody kind of immediately moved in, but they didn't quite. Like, for me, I'd have been like, are you kidding me? I would have grabbed that sergeant by his face and threw him to the ground. Like, you're in defense of she was being assaulted.
She was really trying to help him too.
Yeah.
Like,
justifiably so.
She was trying to keep him from losing his job. And
yeah,
you know,
doing what we're trained to do. We are told, like, if you see another officer losing his temper, like, intervene, get in between them. Say, hey, I
call
got
him sir.
Yeah. And the fact that, like, I understand why we don't arrest cops on scene, because it can fuck a case up, because it's a different animal when it comes to police and what they see and the way the investigation goes. And it's a side the citizens don't see. And I understand why they don't agree with it, because they want to see that instant justice that a citizen would get.
Yep.
But all too often, when you jump too fast on a cop, they get off on these technicalities because you fucked up the investigation.
Most of the time, you're going to be able to seal the case on that officer if you don't arrest on scene, and I'll explain why, is the comments and communications that come from the suspected officer after the fact. What was his mindset? Who's he talking to? What's going on when he briefs with his sergeant, corporal, whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Ray Juste's statement's just going down. Oh, that guy or girl had it coming to him. Well, now you're establishing what your true mental clarity was when you were on that call and you did that act. So a lot of the times you're going to be able to seal that case and actually be able to put somebody like that behind bars once you can reach that level. It just really helps.
Yeah. Kingslayer said that he looked into this one. The civil courts found no wrongdoing. The prosecutor said he thought police justice is done in civil court, admitted he will never take a cop to criminal trial, and PD okayed it. Yeah, that is insane to me. And this is exactly why we do this show, to try to bring exposure to shit like this and hope other cops see it and go, I don't want to be that. Like, that's the best we can hope for, because I don't understand. I don't understand how somebody can get away with something like that at all. I just don't get it. But somebody on LinkedIn said, what was his excuse? He was cleaning his door and it just went off. I didn't read that before I put it up there either. I'm glad I didn't. That's hilarious. It's crazy. It is crazy. So I don't know if I had more videos. Oh yeah, I do. I do have one more. At least one more. Give me 1 second. Show this one.
Eric, I'm going to drop out just for a second.
Roger that. Okay. Did this cop go too far? And I'm sorry, I'm kind of leaning heavy into the cops' bad police work today. I did show some good ones, but it's been a lot of crappy police work videos I've been watching lately. So,
did a cop slam a man on the ground for kicking an ATM?
It's the male black subject by the ATM was kicking his black and gray pants, navy white shoes.
Put your hands in the back.
Put your fucking hands behind your back. Don't you fucking move. Econ 64, I got one in custody.
No, you don't.
No, I was gonna say, no, you don't.
What the fuck did I do to you, bro? This ATM just took my money. All I'm trying to do is get my money back, bro. And you just come in here and slam me on the ground? I got a fucking Uber passenger in the car right now, bro. Shut up. Get up. How get up and you manhandling me, dog? What's your problem? And you manhandling me. What's your problem? Because I'm an Uber driver. I have a young lady in the car. Do you think the ATM just took my money? Kick the ATM? What? Huh? The ATM just took my money, bro. You don't kick the ATM. I didn't kick the ATM. The ATM just took my money. What are you talking about? The way it got me on the fucking ground. And the ATM just took my money. And I got a fucking Uber driver in the car. What the fuck are you talking about? Look at my phone. We could have talked about it. You just slammed me on the ground. You don't kick the ATM. I didn't kick the ATM. You just slammed me on the fucking ground. Let's go. What are you talking about, bro? Oh my God.
Slams him up against the car.
ATM, bro. You don't do that type of shit. You understand? You use your words.
I'm gonna pause it right there. You're gonna use your words. After you use no words, slam this dude. I'm gonna go back because I want you to see what I saw. And this is like, again, as looking at use of force. When this guy gets contact made with him, he's got his hood up. He doesn't see this cop coming in. And you can see him look back. And the way his facial expression is a look of who the fuck has me? Because this guy does not announce police at all. And you know we didn't see him. So.
Put your fucking hand.
So look, his back's to the cop. He's looking down in his text.
Put your hands
behind.
Put your fucking hands behind your back.
That's a look of who the fuck has me? Look at his hands out. Like, what is going on? So this is why I thought his hood was up, because somehow it gets up over his head while he's in a struggle. So all of this for an off view misdemeanor. If it even really happened. You got what? Criminal mischief? Maybe? And if it fucking took your card, like, I get it. I'd be pissed off too.
Yeah,
so
I commented on this when you first posted it. I mean, it's ridiculous. I heard some people say, you know, in his mind, maybe he thought it was some sort of a robbery or something like that. I don't know, man. It just, he was out of control. For kicking an ATM machine, we're going to do all this.
Right.
I don't
we
know. Like, you know me.
Questions.
You know me. I hate to, if I'm not there, I hate to pass judgment, right? Like, that's one of the things that you and I used to kind of debate about. But at the same time, like, you got to kind of, I mean, nowadays you really, really have to try to keep a level head, you know?
Yeah.
And not do things like this. I mean, he's absolutely out of control at this point. And then use your words is wild to me, bro. Like, that's some shit I tell my son when he's acting up. Use your words. You're speaking to a grown man. Anyway.
Right. Yeah. So I'm gonna give a shout out to Ario. He dropped $5 on the super chat. Thank you very much. It says that ATM was assaulted and felt violated, so the officer had to use proper force to stop the crime.
I've been in pursuits with big trucks with a chain on the back that have an ATM literally attached to it, go for miles down the road, get up to highway speed. And once we get stopped, it's a little bit of paint chips, no dents in it. A lot of these ATMs are made with a gauge called AR 500 steel, and that's to prevent intrusion. And I'm sorry, but that young man that got taken to the ground right there, him kicking it is not going to cause any type of friggin' damage that's monetary in value of whoever owns the ATM. A lot of these ATMs are contracted out. I've kicked an ATM because it's taken my card. I'm like, hey, you little son of a bit, give me, and it popped back out. And I'm like, all right, here we go. I got my card back and I went to a different ATM. And then if that wouldn't have worked, I'd have called the 800 number on there and be like, hey, your friggin' machine's getting my card.
King Pop.
Can I just say, like, it's amazing what Banning knows. How do you know what kind of steel an ATM is?
I'm a plethora of useless knowledge in my head. So
it's great though.
King Pomegranate said machines finally have more rights than humans. It got me laughing. So yes, let's get into the educational side of this. Officers, if everything's a threat assessment, right? Even if you got in this, one of the things I always tell people is how often are the call details 100% accurate?
That's right.
Never. Almost never.
And most of the time, you're told it's a person wearing a white shirt and blue pants, and you get there and it's a person wearing an orange shirt and yellow pants, and you're like, fuck, and
even if dispatch is giving the officer, let's just call it his or her opinion, being a dispatcher on what they received on the call. And then they also have to, is the person reasonable and prudent, the person calling or summoning the police? We as peace officers, once we arrive on scene, we have to be able to justify is whatever force I'm about to use, if any, is justified. And man, I'm sorry. Yeah. I got lots of issues with this.
Yeah. So typically the way that I would, so we'll go down the road. Like as I'm handling the call, first thing I'm always looking for is hands. You could see this guy's hands the whole time. So already my threat assessment's way down. I can see hands. He's not acting a fool. He's being very calm. And then I've got to investigate. That's my job. I have to make sure what the call actually makes sense. How do you know it's not an ex-baby mama see him come in the store and is trying to start some shit with him? And you just took his ass down to the ground and fell right for her little trap. So, like they said, you can beat the rat, but not the ride. And that's what the baby mama tried to do. I've seen those calls. So you just you used force on this dude who literally was doing nothing. You didn't tell him. You didn't announce. You're lucky he didn't. What if he was quick draw McGraw and turned around and fired some shots at your ass? I would say he's justified.
Yeah, I mean, can we talk about fear for a second? Because Izzo touches on this a lot, and I like when he gets into it.
One of the boys.
If you're scared shitless all the time,
you don't need to be in this job.
Leave the job, and don't get me wrong, I get scared, but I kind of try to go to a Zen place, because your fear can fuck you up to the point where you do crazy shit like this, or even worse, right?
Right. You might think acorns are attacking you.
Right. And I'm glad you brought that up because, bro, look at that. That's, as a citizen, you see a cop out there like that who just starts blowing rounds off
into a trapped subject in a vehicle.
As an acorn. This is the stuff that gets us just demonized, And I'm not saying fear that played a part. I don't know. I wasn't there with this particular video, but guys, if you're out there and you're scared, do us all a favor and just go work at Burger King or some shit. Please.
Yeah. It's crazy that no investigation was done, no talking, no nothing. Even once you got him in cuffs, you treated him like an asshole. Told him to shut up. Then when you get him to the car, you slam him against the car. You could physically hear it of a guy that was just chirping the whole time.
He's a bully.
He runs his mouth. That's fine. Justifiably so.
He's a bully.
Yeah. Unbelievable. This one really got me upset.
He's a bully, and he was scared.
Yeah. Unreal. What are you thinking, Banning?
Again, 2026, we're still seeing some really dumb shit.
Yeah.
Come out of the interwebs.
Yeah. And this kind of goes back to some of the cops that push back on the things that we do. Oh, you don't know the whole story. You didn't see the whole investigation. Listen, we've been doing the job.
I've said that before.
Yeah. There's certain things that, yes, you need the whole investigation to really understand everything. But there's some behavior that you don't. You can call it out and we can talk about it and we can have the conversation. We're all watching this same thing. Let's say that this was called in as an armed robbery. If it was, why did he go in by himself, gun not drawn, none of that?
Right.
Okay, so we know that's not the case. I'm not the best. I wasn't the best detective in the world, but I can do a little bit. So you didn't come. Go ahead.
So back to what Banning was saying, you're seeing more and more of this, right? and Izzo talks about this all the time. You're seeing more of these cops who can't take care of themselves or they're too scared. So the level of force goes from 0 to 100, right?
Yeah.
Right. Let me get your opinion on why this is, right?
Oh, I know.
We talk about
Go ahead.
recruiting. We talk about recruiting, right? Everybody's struggling. I don't know if where you're at is struggling. But
Everybody
I would
is.
guess that, yeah. So,
we're doing good. Don't get me wrong. If you were to look at us, it'd be like, how are you doing that? It's not our norm though. We're down,
right.
but we're still doing
Right.
great.
But we talked about last time the defund the police movement. It's kind of ironic to me because like you're seeing these cops out there who shouldn't really be doing the job, and like Izzo talks about the force going from 0 to 100 because they can't take care of themselves. But why is that? Why are these people working here now? Right? It's kind of like you want to defund the police, you got it. They got to hire somebody.
Yeah. You're lowering by defunding and do anything that has a negative impact on the department. The only counter to that is lowering standard of hiring. And then you create this perpetual downward spiral of issues. So when the training gets into, this is some of the problem I have with people that are like, it shouldn't be militaristic training. Kind of, some of it needs to be. And my reason for that is because we're a paramilitary organization. When there's riots and there's all this shit, like you got to kind of know how to do both. You can't have a purely academic cop. If you have purely academic cops, then you're going to get people that are overly reliant on their Batman belt. And you're going to get less and less candidates that have ever gone hands-on, that have ever had a job that really dealt with people. You're going to get scholars and you're going to get Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts. And that's not what you want necessarily all the time. Because then when you do, you get people like this that, well, I won't say this guy, but you get a lot of people that go way higher on the use of force continuum than somebody like me who's trained. And I'm way more comfortable going hands-on. And I use a lot less force because I'm trained that way.
But see, you talk about the I mean, this is where I say it's ironic. You talk about the defund the police movement. What did you think was going to happen? Because they very much did defund the police, right? And then there were a lot of other things going on that made cops leave the job or, potentially great candidates from, choosing other career fields. I mean, this is a perfect case of you got what you asked for. I hate to say it.
Yeah. And Mike said defund the police by reducing the number of police you hire and prioritize the most important calls, quit enforcing victimless crimes. That would be great, Mike, if that's what they did when they defund, but that's not what they did.
Correct.
I believe that was probably the spirit behind defund the police, but that's not what happened. They just ended up cutting jobs, cutting money, moving that money into crisis intervention civilians, all sorts of other avenues where they're taking money from the PD. And now it's not that they're reducing the police they hire and all that stuff. They're just not getting anybody, and they're lowering the standards. And that's just what happened. And now you see all of the cities that defunded, they reversed that, and then they gave them more money. And now they still can't keep people because politics are still involved.
Well, because the social damage they did was far greater than money can be replaced.
Right.
When you created a generation that no longer has any interest in doing this job, that's where the real damage comes in.
And Mike brings up a good point. He said, I'd pay more for the police who acted professionally and don't let their emotions guide them. Agreed. And that's one of the reasons why we created that. That's weird. We just switched you guys' faces on its own. That's one of the reasons we released our ego class that we had with George Lopez. We told people, like, you have to train people to recognize when their emotions are taking over. If you've never had that type of training, unless somebody kind of shared with you when you're getting emotionally hijacked, it's hard to recognize it sometimes. You only learn through life experience. And young officers learning that through life experience is too late. And they've already done fucked up. So you have to start teaching them about that stuff before they get out on the streets, to be able to recognize when they're emotionally hijacked, when they can recognize that they're going from logical, reasonable, rational thinking into that emotional zone, and now they're not making the right choices. Just like we saw with our little 5-foot cop, that she got emotionally hijacked. And we saw, you called out the exact moment she got emotionally hijacked. And that's,
you got to go to your Happy Gilmore place.
Yeah,
Remember that?
yeah,
When
yeah.
he would
Go to your happy place.
go to his special place.
Yeah.
You know,
Go to
that's
your
what you
happy
got to do.
Yep.
Hey guys, I'll be right back.
Banning's got to go drop the kids off at the pool. So, yeah, I agree with you. I'm looking over at the comments right now. Watch deposition of a cop that arrested Otto on Watchdog, or Otto the Watchdog. Yeah, we're trying to get Otto on here. I think at one time Otto agreed to be on, like he was in the chat and he agreed to be on, and we just kind of never followed through with that. Harrison,
who was Otto?
He's an auditor. He goes out. I think it's in Texas.
Okay.
I think he fucks up Texas, and he does a good job. He's funny. I think he's funny anyway. But yeah, I'm looking. They get a call, and they swarm like piranha. I don't mind when you have backup. That doesn't bother me. I especially if there's nothing going on. I've seen calls where it's a bullshit call. It's, Gladys left her, sprinkler on, and now we got to go over and 5 cops show up. There's nothing going on. They just all show up. They just all show up. It's just how it goes. Harrison dropping 10 memberships. I appreciate you, brother. Again, guys, everything that we do, we've been going 5 years. Oh, that's the other thing. Guys, April, this is our 5th year. This month, this is officially the 5th year of 2 Cops, 1 Donut. So we are across all platforms. We have about 500,000 followers now. I think our YouTube alone is almost up to 23,000, which is insane to me compared to where we started. Unbelievable. So thank you very much, everybody. Looking at the memberships, I just wanted to see if if Marine Blood got another one, but he did not. Blue Line Transparency in the house. He said, yeah, Otto is great. He is very cool. We've attracted a lot of auditors on the show. So we're trying to get FAPA. I like calling them that because it's free. What is it? I can't remember the acronym. First Amendment Protection Agency, I think it is. That's an auditor we've been highlighting lately. Really good. Kansas City auditor or something like that. He's really good. We're trying to get there was one more we were trying to get.
I would wish you guys would get the Random Patriot. I like
the
that
Random
guy.
Patriot.
I like that guy.
I recognize the name. I just can't picture the face. Jeff Gray is another one I really would like to get. I think that's his name. But we're all about it because I can get cops all day long. Look, I got you last minute. I mean, I can get cops all day long.
Got nothing going on.
I know, right? And so I have to be balanced. I want to have all the sides. I don't want an echo chamber, and I want to be able to tell people, oh, Banning's waiting to get back in.
Well, if you get the Random Patriot, I would
okay.
love you forever if I could chime in just for
hell yeah,
for a little bit.
Make sure you have some gear by then, sir.
Work on it.
Yeah, Chili DeCastro has actually reached out to me to be on the show, and I won't have him on. Sorry, guys. I still have a job. I'm still an active cop, which is what makes us different, and I don't trust him. I don't trust him to be chill, to have a rational conversation because I've never seen him do it. And even when he sent a message to me in my inbox to be on because I didn't respond like immediately, he went down this diatribe just going nuts, like all this shit, just talking shit.
Yeah, he's got a few screws loose, and
I'm like,
it's. I was gonna mention him earlier because we're talking about auditors. I just
yeah.
That's one that I just can't respect. And I always wanted to ask Chili if I got a chance to talk to him. Did something happen to you? Like this is an auditing. He has a deep-seated hatred for the police. That's more than it goes beyond anything that I've ever seen. There's something happened to that guy. I wish I knew. I'd really like to talk to him just to see. But
yeah.
I've researched all his stuff. I've tried to find out, but he never gets into it, you know. So
yeah. Like I said, it's great if he wants to be on somebody else's show and I can jump on that show and chime in. I just can't risk it myself. I just don't. I'm being honest. I just don't trust him to be on and be chill. I don't know what the fuck he's gonna say. So
yeah, I mean, says some pretty nasty stuff.
Yeah. So it's not like I banned him from anything. If he wants to comment, he can comment all day long. I'm not gonna stop.
I'll tell you what though, I've learned a lot from his content. I mean, if you're a police officer, and I mean, that is the ultimate study guide on how to not lose your cool. I mean, that guy, he goes so crazy that if you can survive Chile, you'll be good to go, right?
Yep. Shout out to Ario. He dropped $5 in the super chat. He said, "You should get Otto, the watchdog. He's crazy. He has a crazy story to tell." Yeah, I know. Trust me, I want to. Marine said, "Check the live stream chat." I can't right now. What do you mean check the live stream chat? We're in the live stream chat. So Mike said, "Chili isn't trusted by many in the 1A community. Is it true cops love donuts?" This cop loves donuts? Look, I tried to, for the longest time in my career, I would not eat a donut in uniform. But since I've gotten older and I had kids and they're two girls, I'm a softie now. Now I'm just like, donuts. Yeah, let's get one. Now
I crush donuts.
Yeah. I love them. Who would not? 282992 said, "Why not chili?" I just can't, man. Listen, it's very rare to have a cop that does what we do. Like,
we're civil.
Yeah, that's live. And I can be fired if they don't like what I'm doing. If I make my agency, even though I don't ever say where I work or talk about it, but if I make them look bad, I can get fired. Now, I feel like I do a lot more than most people to try to bridge this gap that we're trying to bridge, but I do have limits for now while I'm still an active cop. When I do retire eventually, I'll say whatever the fuck I want.
Just to kind of piggyback on that, I mean, we're not going to get anywhere doing what he's doing. I don't know if whoever commented has ever seen his stuff. It's so vile.
Yeah, some of it's crazy.
It's unbelievable.
Reckless, the stuff he says. I get why he gets views.
Yeah. And if you're a real auditor and you really want to make change, and you're a police officer and you want to make change as well, you got to keep it civil. Like, there's not going to be any progress with acting like that. I mean,
yep.
It's
Yep. Blue Line Transparency said nobody becomes an activist without going through shit. I agree. There is one that this is the one I want probably more than any of the other ones. KP Nation just mentioned it. Southern Draw Law. I really want him on because he's so smart in the way he breaks things down and talks about things. I'm just like, oh my God, yeah, like that makes sense. Like, I'm just like eating it all up. Like, there's never been a time he's explained something where I'm like, this bullshit. Like, every time he says that, I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, there's been one or two things Yeah,
you'll find something.
Yeah, I will. But I like him. I subscribe. I like his channel. I really would like to talk to him if I ever get a chance, because I want to know, from his videos, he's a self-described former bootlicker. He was a cop.
Yeah.
A thin blue line guy. I would just like to know what happened, that he kind of maybe becoming a lawyer.
I think he's talked about it before, but that would definitely be something that I'd get up there.
Yeah.
King Braveheart said, "What are you talking about? People don't trust cops because of issues being discussed." We know that. So you don't, I'm assuming he's saying, so you don't have an auditor, but we're expected to trust a cop who has more power. How does that work? I don't 100% understand what you're trying to ask me. Can you clarify that, Mr. Braveheart? Mike Norton, Cult News. Mike Norton's chimed in we shared a lot of his stuff too. Siberian Tiger would be great. Yeah. You guys told me about him. He'd be awesome. Listen, if you guys have networks that you can get in contact with these people, please let us know. Hit us up in our Discord, whatever it is. I'm down for sure. But Bat has started auditing again. Who's Bat? I don't know what that is.
Eric, I just sent you 2 pictures from the Discord, which what I believe Marine Blood was referring to.
Oh. That's awesome, Banning. Oh my god, that's great. Let me pull up my Discord.
Love it. That's funny stuff right there.
That is funny. We need to share that. If I can get my Discord to.
I haven't lost that much. Jesus.
I know what the problem is. My Discord is being a pain. Yeah, you haven't lost that much weight, buddy. 1 second, y'all. I am trying to get a couple pictures. I don't know if you've seen Banning's latest activity, but I think y'all need to be aware of it. So, it's pretty good. Let me get this here. Looking at the chat. Oh, Bay Area transparency. My bad. Yeah, that's Bat. You're right. You're right. I tell you one that's been disappointing to me lately is the Denver audit guy. Not a fan. Haven't really cared for what I've seen coming out of that one.
What's going on with him?
Just the kind of the asshole tactics. I'm not gonna say not that he's lying. It's not objective. I like the auditors that can be objective. San Joaquin Valley Transparency is one of my favorite. He's just a well-spoken dude.
Brandon Patriot.
Yeah. And then
my guy.
Whoops. And then okay, so I'm gonna share the screen. I don't know if you guys known, but Banning has recently gotten into some trouble. Kind of related to what we saw earlier. Here we got Banning just outside with the ATM, and then wrong way. And then we got Banning caught in the act. Actually,
see, even up on the bootstrings, you can see how shiny that Marine Corps boot is that I'm wearing.
Yeah, but what I like is this guy's not. Despite all this, cop didn't just slam you to the ground.
Yeah, that's right.
He's actually investigating. Somehow he got the cuffs on one of your hands, which is amazing. It's creepy how he does look like you. AI is trippy, isn't it?
It is.
But boys, we are at 2.5 hours, and we're about a half hour what I wanted to go over today. We had some really good comments, so I'm gonna give it another 5 minutes, see what people have in the comments. If anybody's got any extra stuff, please help us network. If you got any questions for Ryan, feel free to throw those out there right now too. But please help us network. We will get these people on that you guys want. I am in the process. Like I said, I'm trying to get Sunday with FAPA. We've actually made contact with them. It's just trying to get the schedule lined up. If there's any police, anything like that you want to get, Alan's hiding behind the scenes still. I forgot he was even here. Why is he not?
Guys, is Nina in the chat? I can't see.
I'm not seeing. Alan's like, I don't want to be on camera. Let's see. We can share the chat there. Somebody said this is amazing content. What is this?
Nina was in the chat earlier today. I saw her.
Yeah, she may have.
Want to say hi. Nina's my homie.
Someone hit a slice of cake inside that machine. Diabolical. Mr. Billfold throwing shots at Banning. Very cool. But
there's Nina.
Banning, you said something earlier about the fact that you always wanted somebody smaller in the stack going into the house with you. Like, I don't know that there's very many people that are bigger than you in the stack, sir.
Ain't that the truth?
Just throwing that shade out there, I think most of us are going to use you as the shield.
Yeah.
The agency didn't have to purchase us one. So.
It's amazing and I'm not going to go into who it was, but we were on just a loud music call one night at the larger agency I worked at, and it was 4th of July or Halloween or something, and we were just quieting people down because of the calls. Come back into our car, we were debriefing, and then somebody at a different house obviously put a full auto into the air and let it fly. And all 4 of those officers literally all got behind me as I'm looking around. We're trying to figure out where the noise is coming from. I turned around. I'm like, what are y'all doing? They're like, you can absorb some of that shit before it hits us. And I'm like, easy. That's blocks away. You guys are good. So let's continue on to the next call.
Well, the other problem is you were kind of like a wall that they couldn't see around. It's easier to see through a window than a wall.
Yes. I saw a cool question up there. Somebody was asking about 3802, I think, which is our ID statute or whatever. Asking, why don't most cops understand 38.2 and Turner versus Driver in Texas? And if I remember Turner versus Driver, I think that's either for filming or for, I can't remember 100% off the top of my head. I'm not going to lie. I think it's something to do with filming in public. And to answer your question, why they don't understand is training. Like, it comes down to training. So you got to have the training. You got to pay attention when you're doing the fucking training. Because how many cops, go through training and they're on their phone the whole time?
Yep.
I've seen it. On their phone the whole time. You're like, how much of this?
I've put on TCO courses and smacked a friggin' phone out of an officer's hand. He's like, I'm on call at my agency. And I'm like, there's people on duty that can handle that. So freaking take that phone out of your hand. And I love that Cucumber said that, man, because we all get into a bad mental state.
Yep.
You were right, by the way, Eric. You hit it nail on the head.
Was it filming cops? Yeah. Why they don't know? I don't. Trust me. How many videos have you guys seen me make where I'm like, it's 2024. Why are we still seeing this? It's 2025. Why are we still seeing this? It's 2020. I've been doing it 5 years now, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can kind of chime in on this one. So I don't know if we touched on it last time. I was at the university for a while, and then, the politics, got a little too much for me, and it was a great job. I loved it. But I got another job opportunity in Virginia to be a police officer, and I was never a police officer in Virginia. So at 43 years old, I had to go back through the academy, the full thing.
Hell yeah.
Right. Nothing in the academy touched on auditing, ego, not one class, and I'm not, I'm not talking shit. Like, it was good training, but it's just not there. I mean, I hope it is in some academies, but I mean, I went through about 2 years ago, and not a thing about it.
Yeah. It's insane.
I'm 43 years old. I've been doing this for 20 years. So
yeah. And we've talked about it. We talked about it with the staccato guy and all that stuff. Like, when's the last time you saw a Constitution class in the academy? And that's the last time you see it, which is insane.
And if you think about it, guys, and Eric, I mean, it's a lot of this when we here, I know we come back to Texas because that's what we know, like back of our hand. If there's a new law that comes out or a new change, every couple of years we go through a legislative update here, and they mandate that to be sent through Texas peace officers, and technically you test out at the end of it, and you're aware of the new knowledge. So our legislators could really help us get this type of training into basic peace officer academies across the country. But what groups do you go after to get you to get them to sponsor that? I mean, it's they're gonna go for what they think is higher priority stuff, and I think this is just a high priority as everything else. What's it costing the taxpayers across the country to keep having officers not trained to deal with this type of thing?
Yeah. And Mike actually kind of has an idea that I have played around with. He said, you guys need to start a 2 Cops 1 Donut training academy. That is why I did the ego thing. That was the first test. What I want to do is, because people don't have attention spans anymore. is I wanted to create a series of little reels, like 2 to 3 minutes, explaining. It goes through the whole class that you need. And then for you guys, the community, this is how the community works to try to make the police better. Every time you see a department that has an example video that's not a good example, you say, hey, go to 2Cop, or you share the link. Hey, this cop obviously needs this ego class. Like, share that link. Bam. Now they go right to it. Doesn't cost them anything. I got it out there I'm not charging anybody. Now they've got a whole ego class they can watch. If they care about getting better, they'll watch it. Because it's a legit class. Now we've got the ego class. Now the next thing we can do is I can bring on Anthony from Blue to Gold again. And then we can go right through the fucking Constitution. We can go one by one all the way through, creating reels and have the, whatever amendment we're reading. If it's the First Amendment, then he can give some real world examples. And we just discuss it. It's quick. It's 5-10 minutes. But now it's out there in La La Land for everybody to see when they need to see it. And it's being explained by a cop and a lawyer who used to be a cop. And now you've got an example. That was what I wanted to do. And we're not talking at people. We're just giving real world examples and how to understand it and why we made it because of this video and this video. That's the idea. So, yeah. You have
trying to do better.
Yeah, trying to do better, y'all. It's an uphill battle, but you know me, I'm optimistic at heart, so I'm just going to keep rolling that rock up the hill and let it roll right back over me. Starting over. Andy said, you have Texas cops telling people they changed 3802 to be stop an ID when it was only for a lawful traffic stop. Well, you are required to give ID on a lawful traffic stop, so I'm not sure what we're talking about here. It's not necessarily a stop and ID. No false ID, no ID except on a lawful arrest. Half the damn world knows it, but not a Texas cop. In Texas, it is the law that you have to provide your ID on a traffic stop and on an arrest. That's what that is. So, Ryan Lands is in the house. He said, "What's up, y'all?" Hey, if any of you guys ever want to get any of these little fancy badges we get here, you can see it looks metal, but it's not. It's actually a bendy 2 Cops 1 Donut patch. We have coins. I don't have any with me, but we have coins. We have an actual metal badge. The one that everybody that doesn't like me will say, look at that fake ass cop and that fake badge he wears trying to be a real cop. That badge. I have that one for sale as well.
I was one of the first ones to buy one. Was I the first or was I one of the first?
I think you were one of the first.
As soon as you put them up, I bought 2.
So if you go to, it's actually in the chat, but Marine Blood put it up there. If you go to our sponsor, Ghost Patch, and you type in 2 Cops 1 Donut on the search, if this link for whatever reason isn't good enough for you, you will see all the stuff that they sell at Ghost Patch for 2 Cops 1 Donut. And good thing to know, Ghost Patch is ran by a police officer. So you are actually supporting another cop that puts out really cool ass patches. So
they just put out a new Baltimore City, was it like a quincentennial memorial badge? Like I was a Baltimore City cop. They do such good work at Ghost Patch.
Yeah, Ghost Patch is very badass. I like them. I made them the official, me and the president, we made them the official patch for the NRTCCA that I'm a part of. You guys that are wearing, what the fuck? Where'd you get that hat?
Yeah, I've had this on for like 2 minutes and nobody's noticed it.
I didn't even notice it. Is that AI? What is that?
No, it's just it's a costume from years ago that was in here.
I didn't even notice it. I was over here looking at the chat. What did Nina say here? Nina said, if citizens everywhere didn't make things so difficult for law enforcement by obeying current laws and not making new ones, the LE could be doing their jobs efficiently. But dipshit have to go and make things difficult for LE everywhere. And then laws it just depends. Sometimes them being dipshits is justified, as you can see.
But see, this is why, like Nina. That's why Nina's my homie. You know me. Like it's okay to have the back of the cops sometimes. It doesn't all have to be criticism.
It doesn't.
You know,
You're not wrong.
Like, hey, there are cops out there that do the right thing, do their job. Always going to have improvements to make, but like, it's okay to have people like Nina in our corner. I fully
no. I agree. I think when it comes from us, though, I think the more we acknowledge the bad side, that's helping us gain the credibility to be able to talk to them about the good stuff.
Absolutely.
But
absolutely,
other people out there, if they want to support police and stuff like that, that's and again, I'm not saying I don't support police. Of course I do. I always support good police.
I just don't like the way it's turned into you're a bootlicker if you support the police. I don't know what
that's always going to be a thing. They're always going to say that. Just let them. Let whoever wants to have their names, let them have their names. No big deal. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. Andy, I'm getting called a bootlicker on X tonight. Yeah, Andy's definitely not a bootlicker, I promise you. Yeah, but all right, guys, we're well over. I gotta get my shit together and I gotta go to sleep. But thank you everybody for 5 years. I can't believe it's been 5 years. This started with my obsessive compulsive ADHD, and it obviously hasn't slowed down. Here we are. It's expanded well more than I ever thought it would, and I really appreciate everybody that's helped out and been a part of it. And here's to 5 more years. So
cheers.
Cheers, everybody. Really appreciate it. Yeah. You guys got anything for that before we get off here? Yeah.
It's amazing, man, watching just the time that I first met you and where this thing has gone, and to be a small part of this, man, it's just it's amazing to be on this roller coaster.
Yeah, you're telling me I was one of the first to buy a badge. I was a fan, and to be on the show it's insane.
Hell yeah, brother. Well, we really appreciate you being on.
Very much so.
Always. Well, like I said, it's just a matter of having a network of people that are willing to be on, and more than willing to have you back, man. And if there's ever a time you're like, hey, I want to get on and talk about this, let us know. We'll fucking go.
Yeah, no, I will.
We'll do it on an off day. I don't give a shit. You guys know I throw random lives when I'm bored. So
yeah, no, I mean it's to start out as a fan and then have the Eric Levine.
Oh my God!
Call me to be on the show with the legend Banning and Mr. Allen. Like that it doesn't happen in real life. Like all my heroes, and now I'm talking to you guys. That's
now we got to get your old man on here.
We just appreciate your honest input. Yeah. And that's what we need across this country, is to have more people come in with honest input. You don't have to agree, and that's why this show is here. And let's talk about it. It's always let's friggin' talk about it. So
right. Oh, Lacey, that's cool. How the fuck did you do that? Some people are really talented with keyboard shit.
Yes.
Like, how did you do that?
And, Andy Fletcher, thanks, man. I appreciate it too.
Yeah, Andy giving you some love. Steve Wallace, everybody, all of our regulars, definitely thank you for being on. Try to hit up that Discord, y'all. Thanks for everybody that did some donations tonight towards the show. You are the reason it's able to go 5 years and to continue going. So we really thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Everybody else, have a good night. And this will be available on our audio for Spotify